Hello, everyone. All right, so today I'm gonna start today's streams with what I thought would be some nice sort of unwinding of the video essay I just finished and uploaded. So we'll play through a couple of the remakes slash demakes, and if anyone had any thoughts about the video essay, you're more than welcome to share that if you've watched it. But otherwise, I was just going to have a chat about what I really liked about each one of them. So we'll start with this one, which I know uh, people find very very interesting. Let's see if this shows all right. All right, we can see that. Okay. Yep. So we're going to have a look at this is Hyper PT by Ryan Trowick and what he's done. Good evening, Future Cityscape. How you doing? Good to see you here. Uh, what he's done is create a demake, a very special demake of PT, where we're playing it through the Macintosh HyperCard system, and it's really quite profoundly brilliant in so many ways. And I hope you agree. I hope you find it interesting because it's such a deliberate effort to recreate and remake PT in a system that has long been forgotten. That is no longer being developed for other than for sort of what we could argue are novelty purposes. But in the case of PT, in the case of this very special, very remarkable landmark horror game, exists in a way almost that it subverts these sorts of really standard, Konami's lawyers copyright stuff to start with. So they haven't struck it down, for instance, but it also allows for a rereading of the game and sort of a distillation of some of the ideas that we see here. So we're just gonna jump into it here, and you can sort of see what it looks like. Yeah, it's a really striking game. Obviously, it just sort of starts, and it's the absence of detail, the absence of any kind of coloring that I always found really really fascinating, and nothing can sort of be interacted with. It is PT as bare and stark as you can possibly make it. It's like it was pointed out that these black windows in particular are really awesome. Um, yeah, it brings up so many. That's really good to hear. Actually, obviously, the developers has done their job. It's really authentic in the way it presents itself. Obviously, it's running through the mini VMac, which is a little emulator of the Mac from this time period. But if we just want to, yeah, we can linger in this hallway, and what you'll notice really starkly, in contrast to so many horror games that rely on ambient soundscapes to immerse the player, this game is totally devoid of sound, which is interesting because PT itself is actually so reliant on sound. And it's a really deliberate omission. There's no radio which can sort of relay a story to you. It's PT down to its very very core. It is literally just this corridor, and this was most certainly my favorite part of the game. I think just this really really simple shot of the darkness, but I really like the way that the objects sort of fade out of existence. Um, just really starkly beautiful. But we'll just start stepping through the loops here. And Hyper PT isn't scary. I suppose you'd say you wouldn't argue that it was a particularly frightening experience, but it is. I think more than any of the other ones that I spoke about in the essay, it's the most haunting specifically because it offers this particular viewpoint um, into a really old system. So we saw someone banging on the door there, but that's locked. So the fact that it's drawing from older computer architectures. Blue Voices. Yeah, hello. It's nice to see you here. Glad you could make it. Just stepping through all of this, or several of the games that I spoke about in the video essay. I thought it would be a good way to unwind and deconstruct. And if anyone had any questions or anything that was really relevant, they can feel free to bring that up. Your comment, I didn't finish replying to your lovely comment, but I will at some stage, probably this evening after the stream is finished. But it was an awesome. I really appreciate it, by the way. So it was, yeah, very, 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 very lovely. Fantastic to see that my video essays spark that level of engagement. It's really, really nice. And I think, what HyperPT does, obviously, I was worried it was too long, and I even took out a couple paragraphs. Glad you enjoyed it. No, by all means keep the paragraphs in if you're in doubt. I love reading through that stuff. It's it's really important, and it gives me responses like that, which sort of pick up on threads that maybe I didn't follow all the way to the natural conclusion, simply because I was trying to juggle so many other things at the same time. Picking up on threads like that really illuminates what future projects can be, and sort of where I could go with future video essays. So certainly ideas like that are gonna come through, and that sort of stuff just really, really helps me recognize what people are finding interesting, and also what I didn't talk about enough. Which obviously is quite a lot of things. Like I could talk about PT all day, obviously, but it was quite a remarkable set of remakes. And so Hyper PT relies on the visual quality more than anything else. No sound. You're just looking for sort of visual discrepancies in scenes that you make your way through, which on the surface is a lot like PT itself, right? Like you're going through the hallway, you're iterating on yourself, this recursive sort of looping hallway, which is, I didn't mention this in the video, I don't think, but the really subtle spiral, I imagine, could be considered an allusion to Ito's work, of course, Uzumaki, etc. And just the act of looking is really central to the experience, and the act of looking is the only thing you can do in Hyper PT. I mean, there's literally nothing else to do. You move and you look, but the movement isn't fluid or seamless. It's just sort of like you're speeding through a dreamland. Or I think, in certain VR games you have that teleport button. So instead of walking, you sort of like zap yourself places. That's what this reminded me of, which was very interesting. Look behind you, and this as well. I don't think I mentioned it in the video actually, but the fact that this no longer has a source in the game world because there's no radio is very interesting. It's the game itself telling you look behind you. So the game itself, or the emulator itself, is bringing up these messages. So instead of an in-game radio supplying that excuse, we now have the emulator, the computer within a computer, supplying that excuse. So it's built into the game interface rather than into the game world, which is perhaps even more interesting. So we look behind you, and then we should be able to turn around. Oh, no one behind me. Go through the next loop. And I think this is the one. And I was struck by this image. I probably should have kept it on the screen for longer in the video, because this image, I'm going to linger on these bits a lot for the couple of the one or two remakes and the other demake that I wanted to look at today. I just wanted this particular shot that shows Lisa sort of shadowed in this really ominous way. And if you've ever watched anyone play through PT, this is quite often the point where people will turn this corner, they'll see Lisa, and there will be profound hesitation. I equate this moment actually has echoes of the moment in Silent Hill 4 in the water prison, which I introduce everybody to when I can get the chance. When you are climbing up to the third floor of the water prison, you're going around this panopticon circular prison, and then you see one of the twin victims just standing there. They don't make a sound; they're just sort of looming. And I find that moment is actually a way to test players' bravery, but it's also, despite being technically scripted every time, it feels really emergent because there's no cues or anything that this is about to happen, that this enemy is sort of in your face, other than maybe you might get, for instance, like the small, for in Lisa's case, the sort of the sound of weeping, uh, the weeping laughter kind of thing going on. But yeah, it's a really confronting moment. It's a test of players' bravery, and in the case of Silent Hill 4, I've had people just say, "No, I don't want to play anymore," and I said, "That's absolutely fine." I like the reason I introduce people to that section is just to see what their reaction is to this panopticon bit, and this section in PT. In every instance of PT that I experienced, functions the same way, essentially. Even if, for instance, in the Game Boy one, it's not quite as profound because you're sort of looking from an overhead perspective, and Lisa doesn't have the same, I guess you say, visceral quality that she has in these ones, where she looks like a scarecrow there, um, which I think is the best way to describe this scene. It's literally, she can't harm you in this scene. She's functioning as a scarecrow to sort of test your bravery and see how far you are willing to go, how far you're willing to pursue this game. And for some people, that just say, no, this is where it stops, because as you walk forwards, or as you click forwards in this instance, the screen will go dark, and you have to walk forwards into that darkness. So it's slightly more effective in the other titles, because you walk forwards into where Lisa was standing, and then the lights turn back on. That's where the sort of the bravery test really comes into play, I think. We'll go through to the next loop. And yeah, every time I'm just struck by the really stark beauty. It's just an inspired choice to remake it in this system, and just sort of the fact almost the fact that the original PT wasn't developed like this, like it almost doesn't make any sense. It just fits naturally. And then you'll notice, of course, that what we're looking for again, subtle details, changes in the environment. So we're gonna solve one of the few puzzles that sort of made it into Hyper PT, and it's the X one, except there's no portrait of anyone. There's just this X that indicates you need to click on it. So go through to the next loop. It's locked. Go back. Turn around. Is this the bit where we look up? Yeah, I love the shot looking up the foyer. So creepy. Limitation brings forth creativity. Yeah, exactly. I said, I think just before you arrived, possibly, that this is my favorite shot in this game, just because it seems like, yeah, reality is sort of starting to fray um, around here, and the sort of the simulation of darkness within an environment that can only display black and white pixels. It's ingenious, honestly. I would love to know what the creative process behind this sort of thing um, is, like how they determined what each scene was going to look like, or whether it was purely like a memory. I mean, obviously there would be a technical aspect to it, but yeah, how far they were willing to take it, or even, yeah, how little they were sort of willing to push certain like hypercard boundaries, whether they cut any corners or whether this was, yeah, it would be interesting to know. I could definitely see this coming out in the Newgrounds era and being renowned for being terrifying. This is really nicely done. Yeah, it feels. I think I touch upon this really briefly in the video, but I think I say that Hyper PT, more than any of the other ones, feels like this game from that kind of like era, or from an era where it feels like you'd be the only one playing it these days. Like you sort of feel like this is a forbidden bit of kit that's been sort of brought back out. Yeah, it's foreboding. So what we're looking for, we've got to find these little scraps of paper, and I'm just trying to remember where they all are. So there, I think there's the one. Looking at this counter, yes. Is there 3 or 4? No. My voice, can you hear it? The sign, can you read it? I'll wait forever if you'll come to me. So that's the same message that can be seen on the portrait and the other PTs. So we'll cycle through the hallway one more time. I said, look behind you. So we'll look behind. Oh, that's funny. No one there. Really, really interesting, because for me, this game almost brought up the question of sort of what is a jump scare without sound, because that's sort of that's one of the moments that is most viscerally impacting in any horror game, is a bit where sort of the monster finally emerges, and it's generally accompanied with this huge burst of sound. Again, I love to reference this game. Nun Massacre is the huge example of, if the nun ever sees you, it's like this burst of like screaming and like sirens. It's just absolutely horrible, and that's part of the reason that she's so effective, is because that sound puts you off. It throws you off your game, which is why, I mean, I imagine if you were to play that game at, I don't know, some high speed running level, you'd probably have to turn the sound off just because it's so viscerally affecting. But Hyper PT's jump scare there doesn't have any sound. It just sort of happens visually, and even though there's a real suddenness to it, it doesn't have the same impact. It's not to say it doesn't have an impact, but it's interesting. I find it interesting, and then we go to play it again, and oh, that's funny, and then it returns us to this initial loop. I thought that was so clever, like utilizing the emulator itself as a vehicle for this sort of fourth wall break, this terror. It makes me wonder why more people haven't sort of taken advantage of that. Probably because the market of appreciation for such a thing is so niche. But I'd be into it. Is all I'm saying. And I think this is sort of the final loop. Yeah, you've been chosen, and then we can head out the door. And yeah, that's the end of Hyper PT. So lovely and short, very easy to beat. I think I must have missed the right time to look up and see Lisa's eyes twinkling at you in the darkness. But that is a moment that I held up in the video as being really profound. Yeah, really, really cool. Highly recommend playing it. You can download it for free along with the mini VMAC from itch.io. So when you download the game, it comes bundled with this little mini VMAC application. So you just have to boot it up. And then it will say there's no disk to read, but then you just go file open. And then you can, it says open disk image, and you can just load the HyperPT disk image, which is a .dsk file. And then from there, yeah, you can play HyperPT. So it's a really, really special game. Comes highly recommended. Even if you've sort of basically seen all there is to see, I think it's still worth clicking through and immersing yourself in. And I'd like to think that for most of the games I play, is that even if you've not played them already, you might feel encouraged to go and play it yourself, for instance. Not in the case of certain games. For instance, yeah, Amnesia Rebirth didn't turn out to be so good, did it? But other games, certainly, that I play, I hope they inspire you to go out and support all these hardworking developers that are making all this really cool stuff. Okay, so you win some, you lose some, yeah. Yeah. Hang on. Just watch me struggle with the emulator now. Quit that. Would help if this go away. Okay. Cool. There we go. All right. And now we will load up the other one. Just give me a second. Yes, I know you were very interested in this one, Blue Voices. So I hope you enjoy this. It's an experience, all right.
Watch out. The gap in the door, it's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure? The only you is you?
So this is a game entitled PT by a developer again on itch.io called LLL. And the description of this is basically I ported PT to mobile, and how awesome is that? I mean, the graphics immediately, as Blue Voices has mentioned, the graphics are nostalgic. They evoke older horror games, uh, so they sort of enable PT to get more in touch in a, I hesitate to say primal sense because it's still video games we're talking about, but a more intrinsic link to, for instance, earlier Silent Hill games that didn't have access to the same level of technology that Hideo Kojima was working with when he developed PT for the first time. Um, so I think you'll be So you, this game is funny. Is what surprised me when I booted it up. I was not expecting that. I was just expecting it to be kind of like a reduced version almost. I think that was what I was afraid of, and that's what I sort of touch on in the video, that this would somehow just be like someone just ran PT through like a demake sort of process, and that's all it was. But the graphics, I mean, the graphics add a lot, but it's the comedic elements that make it really curious to me. Um, and yeah, overall, I highly recommend this a lot. It's very very cool, very very impressive. Um, I was kind of kind of sad that I had an initially negative reaction to even wanting to play it, but no, it justified its play wonderfully. So we're going to listen to the radio guy here because he's strangely funny, even though he's still talking about the same horrible events.
Retrieved the rifle and shot his wife as she was cleaning up the kitchen after lunch. When his 10-year-old son came to investigate the commotion, the father shot him too. His 6-year-old daughter had the good sense to hide in the bathroom, but reports suggest he lured her out by telling her it was just a game. The girl was found shot twice in the chest from point blank range. The mother, who he shot in the stomach, was pregnant at the time. Police arrived on scene after neighbors called 911, found the father in his car listening to the radio. Several days before the murder, the neighbors say they heard the father repeating a sequence of numbers in a loud voice. They said it was like he was chanting some strange spell. There was another family shot to death in the same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and a meat cleaver to murder his entire family in each case. The perpetrators were fathers, state police say. The string of domestic homicides appears unrelated, though it could be part of a larger trend, such as employment, childcare, and other social issues facing the average family.
So you sort of, I didn't play that in the video essay, but I definitely wanted to do at least that in this game today. I don't know whether I'll play through all the PTs to completion. I just sort of wanted to showcase bits that I found particularly interesting. And that radio is absolutely one of them, because what the radio broadcaster does is, instead of sounding all professional like he does in the original PT, which is what gives his performance there such power, that he's a professional and he's got all this really in depth knowledge of this horrible crime, that he knows more than he should know, and that he slowly starts to sound more and more sinister while keeping his professionalism. This one, I mean, the voice actor did a wonderful job, right? I hope you guys agree with that, because I find it an astonishing performance, because he's stumbling over his words, he's hesitating, he sounds really unsure of himself, and part of that might be, you might imagine that he's like, oh, what a horrible thing I have to read about, but it also reflects, I think, the general feel of the game, because what's happened here is that the audio itself has been, lack of a better term, sort of mobilized. It's been sort of converted into this mobile format, and we get this sort of lower budget kind of feel, and that reflects, the radio voice itself reflects that perfectly. Um, and it just, the way that he stumbles over his words, I found that strangely like amusing the first time I played it. Like, I don't know what it is exactly, but just his absolute sort of hesitance to engage with the material in any remotely professional manner. Like, he doesn't even sort of sound like he's trying. I found that really really interesting. So now that we've listened, so I ran around the corner to sort of look at that really quickly, and I did want to sort of point out some of the imagery that is sort of in store. Um, So we've got some really strange items. Obviously, like a bag of lollies, I think, or Skittles or something, labeled PT. And then we've got the developer's name on the candy bar. And then we have a bunch of like sort of more interesting photos. There's sort of this Conan O'Brien up there for some reason, and a number of other photos that don't quite belong on the mantelpiece, you feel, for instance. And then we have, yeah, like these sorts of strange, like this snowman or something on the wall, drawn in this cartoony style. Um, Meme culture from the view of of a 50-year-old. That's a really wonderful way of putting it, actually. Yeah, it's sort of, again, it sort of adds to that really unprofessional vibe, which indicates to me that LLL knew exactly what they were doing when they put this together. It's all really deliberate, um, but it adds to the overall feeling of sort of dreaminess and weird. Uh, like, I guess in a way it's another emulation of Kojima's attempts to make the original PT seem like it was made by an indie developer, by sort of this totally inexperienced group of people. And what's been done here is sort of much the same, but taken a degree further. Um, and I find it very interesting. This photo in particular is kind of funny. Um, and we've still got the same elements, still got the same hallway, but it's much sort of different than you would expect uh, when you boot up PT and expect a pure horror experience. And as I said, the sort of the unprofessionalism or lower graphics um, lowers your guard a bit. You know how there were the Simpsons versions of like PS2 games? This feels like the Simpsons PT. That is awesome. I love that a lot as a comparison. It really does feel like some kind of weird tie-in game almost. Look at that, yeah, PT Juice, for instance, down there on the floor. I couldn't actually make out what these little cans. The cans sort of said something, but they just say nut fact on both of them. I think, yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but just really weird, like little dissonant details like that. Um, yeah, it's all so cool. So yeah, again, I don't know whether I'll finish this one. I do just sort of want to shuffle around a wee bit before I get back to playing Lamentum, I think. But I do want to showcase here the most interesting parts of each experience. And we're sort of back to. I think this is the part that I was really interested in, was that the whole game is presented unprofessionally, but I hope you're picking up. Is the volume good? I just want to check that the game volume is good, because what it does with the sound is still really effective despite itself. Um, so that's locked. So then we go back this way, and someone's trying the bathroom door. Oh no, picture's fallen down. Good volume, cool. Yep, just wanted to check that, so that you can sort of still hear the rain and other residual elements that are slowly going to start to amp up. Awesome, thank you. You can hear the footsteps as well behind me. Really cool. So the door's open. And I mean, you genuinely can't get a better horror enemy noise than the noise that Lisa makes in the original PT, but the sound of anyone banging on the door and then crying is not a good sound. But I'm a huge fan of that noise, um, as a way to scare the player. It's really remarkable. So I think this is the one where the door swings shut on me. Yep. And then yeah, so I didn't play any of the music actually in the video, but here we sort of start to get our first echoes of this music, and it doesn't feel like other tracks in the original PT, which I did play during the video, throughout the video, which do feel like more like ambient noise. This one feels like a deliberate sort of synth thing. And there's the one baby cry that I talked about in the video, so we'll try and see if the baby's in there. Uh, um, Blue Voices, was it you who mentioned that you found this version of Lisa almost more frightening than the other one? I just wanted to ask you if you felt comfortable answering why you felt that was, because I found that really interesting. Because Lisa is one of the video game enemies that still scares the absolute crap out of me. Um, so I would, yeah, and obviously Lisa has gone on to inspire countless stalker enemies, such as we've already seen with in my streams with Yuki Onna that one time. Um, so Lisa is a huge influence on every sort of video game enemy. Um, uh, Franca Lindsay's, hi. That's a nice way to introduce yourself to this stream. Good to see you. Almost spit out my breakfast. Forgot there was a jump scare there. So we have. I mean, we can sort of compare this, right, to this bit here to Hyper PT kind of thing, and this moment in Hyper PT is much darker, much quieter. Whereas here, we can really clearly see um, Lisa. She's sort of not shrouded in much darkness. Chunky polygons are just more ominous to me. Her legs are the wrong size, I guess. I honestly adore her model. That's a really good point. You can see that she's really out of proportion. but they've still managed to put the red high heel on her one foot. But we can see that yeah, she's just like almost like a stick figure almost. Which I guess yeah, like it adds to that really dissonant feel uh, of the game. Looks like a marionette or something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, that's a really good comparison. She definitely looks like she could be puppeteered. She's just hanging, sort of hanging loose there. Her neck just sort of slumped to one side. When we step forwards, we do get the same darkness, and then we step forwards again, and the lights come back on, but she is nowhere to be seen. I don't know about anyone else, but I really love the squeaking sound that the lantern makes in every single version of PT that I've played. But I don't know why it's strangely calming, despite everything. So I can't remember if are we going to get a really good shot. I'm hoping I get a good shot of one of my favorite bits at some stage when they're cycling through the hallway. So we have here the same bathroom layout. Something there in the sink. I'm gonna pick up the torch. Um, yeah, this is one of the really important moments in PT. Obviously, I mean, how disturbing is that? Is the baby when it's been, or the fetus thing? Is that what it is? See, I'm not versed on my Nintendo, so if it is, then that's wonderful. Can we actually? It'd be kind of funny if he transposed LLL had transposed Norman Reedus's face. Hey, listen, but just the hey part. But yeah, this room is really where the game tries to ratchet up the sound design and the how terrifying it all is in the original game, and it obviously tries to do the same thing here. But the fact that it has that funny cry slightly deflates the moment somewhat, but still strangely effective considering. So we might get a good bit here if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Can you see that? So we've got a really obvious Lisa is sort of directly behind us kind of thing, projecting her shadow on the wall in front of us. Which I think this game was developed recently, so it would have been developed explicitly with the knowledge that in Kojima's game, Lisa is always following you at all times.
Don't touch that dial now. We're just getting started. Retrieve the rifle.
And you can probably hear her breath. She's probably going to jump scare me, and it's still going to get me, even though I played through PT I don't know how many times by now. But if we gouge out the eye here, if we can. Maybe we can't yet. So we cycle through the hallway one more time, and I think the jump scare may occur in this loop. Yeah, that's got to be one of the best horror moments in any game, right? Where she's projecting the... Oh yeah, so we just have to look in. Same message. Because yeah, what I like about the PT jump scare and what makes it get me still every time is, first of all, the delay that occurs when it happens, and second of all, the fact that the entire game is building up to that jump scare. Like everything is in anticipation of this moment, but when you think it's going to hit you, it doesn't hit you, and then it just happens to. Hi. Look at her slide. Just slide backwards. Still effective that moment. Still effective. She needs her inhaler. Yeah, she's not doing so well. Can't imagine why. And here we have, the horrible fridge sequence where you can hear the baby crying from inside. So I'm not sure how much more of the game I wanted to show actually. The sort of the biggest and coolest moments from this one I've sort of showed off, but I can wait and see if I can get the jump scare and still and see whether it still scares the bejesus out of me, even though I know it's coming and I know what it looks like. Um, so I can't remember. Yeah, so it appears now. So we just got to solve the same puzzle here. I can hear them calling to me from hell. Cycle back through again. It's interesting how the game recreates these same spaces. Got through the entire first run without getting the jump scare. Consider myself very, very fortunate. Got it pretty early in the second run though. Yeah, I seem to have terrible luck. I always manage to trigger the jump scare, I swear. Cool. Is that what it wanted me to do, or did I miss something? Do I need to get the exclamation mark in there too? I assume I don't need to do anything else. I have... Whether I'm waiting for that jump scare. Did use a guide, so maybe that helps, since I just did every item without needing extra loops. So yeah, I also used the microphone trick at the end to avoid walking any more than I had to. That's absolutely fair. I don't know about anyone else, but yeah, I find when you reach a certain point in this game, or in PT, especially in VR, actively, like, your body is actively telling you to get out. Like, VR was a nasty trip, I gotta say. Especially standing and seeing Lisa as tall as she is, when you're actually standing up against her, uh, I was that was anti fun. I loved it, but it was like my whole body was like, this is such a bad idea. Like, that is an evil presence. You're looking directly at a real evil presence right there. Uh, it's it comes both highly recommended. Like, I loved it, but it is absolutely, if you know that there's absolutely no chance you're going to enjoy it, like, just don't do that to yourself. Um, do I have to look at? Yeah, I do. Yeah, that's what I kept forgetting to do. My bad. Need to actually look at the solution of the puzzle, and now the clock has changed. What does that say on the? Oh, does that say Kojima? I can't read. Kojimapedia. I love that. Cool. So we cycle through to the end. We didn't actually get the jump scare, which is okay. We still get the same eyeball thing moving around, etc., etc. The sort of the rest of the game unfolds basically in the same way. So what else do I? I guess I'll jump. Um, I'll jump over now. If you just give me 1 second, we'll do one more. Um, thank you, future. Much appreciated. bought some iced coffee today to keep me energized and going after my recent stretch of illness and malaise. So it seems to be working so far. Where did I put it? That is the question. Do we want to see? Okay, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna load up Unreal PT first. I do want to talk about a bit more about what it misses, I guess. Emulation does really well. Got to stop it booting in VR mode. Hopefully this shows up in non-VR mode on the stream. This would be terrible if it is. Look at this. Just a couple of, sort of curious. So Unreal PT was the first remake of PT I ever played. And interesting, it is interesting because it is missing things. And in spite of missing those things, it still manages to recreate PT in a really admirable way. But you'll notice that, there's no... You know why that is? Is that better? I just confirm that I've recovered my voice. Yep. The game was like, oh, you're playing VR, right? So I'm gonna switch the mic to the VR mic, which is very helpful. Thank you so much. It's very. But thanks guys for letting me know. So yeah, it's a curious game because everything is not as good, but considering they weren't using the original assets, to my knowledge, or many of them anyway, the game is really well done. And I don't think I spoke about this enough in the video, but this one has a really interesting use of film grain, which feels very, very strong. There's a lot of blur, which maybe I'm misremembering the other ones. But you can sort of, see. You can see it's kind of hard to see. But we've still got our radio.
Several days before the murders, neighbors say they heard the father repeating a sequence of numbers in a loud voice.
Same objects, same layout, and you can see absolutely that
there was another
the game is built around
last month, and in December last year, a man
recreating PT, but in an imperfect
his entire family.
Way. So for instance, you're going to notice, like, this is one of the things I actually only noticed in VR, but now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. In Unreal PT, the shelf is inexplicably sort of out from the wall further than it might be, for instance. And it's just little details like that remind you that you're playing a reconstruction of the real thing. But otherwise, it plays entirely the same. So I just wanted to play this one through till we get to the bit where we see Lisa in the hallway for the first time. Just because I wanted to get other people's opinions on her character model in this game, because it's remarkably different from what we might expect. I say remarkably different. It's not overwhelmingly different. And we've got a little indicator to use the right mouse button. my voice, can you hear it? The song, can you read it? I won't forever if you just come to me. I think in mobile PT it's actually an image of a mouse, isn't it? With the right click highlighted. But in this one it's not, it's just right mouse button. So if we traipse on down through, I guess, yeah, the model of Lisa isn't the same, and in some regard that makes it less frightening. And the most disappointing moment of Unreal PT is that sequence where the bathroom door opens just a crack, and you're sort of going to see. I can't remember if I showed the footage of this moment in the video, but it's, yeah, sort of quite disappointing. And I don't know about anyone else, but the first playthrough of PT, when that door swings closed, that's a really horrible, desperate feeling. The idea of having to turn around is really, I don't know, damaging to one's bravery, I suppose you'd say. You're sort of linking up with these really strong ideas of having to face what you don't want to face, stare into the abyss, sort of thing. But at the same time, there's also like nowhere really to put your back to. This is about as close as it comes, standing here like this. But even then, you can't see all the way down one way or another. You sort of have to flick looks backwards and forwards, and Lisa could sort of appear at any moment. But here we have this. So we look in here, and Lisa is sort of supposed to appear, but nothing appears. And I don't know about anyone else, but I was sort of a bit bummed about that when I first played through this one, because that moment in the original is breakfast utterly unthreatened. Yeah, see, that's why I'm playing this one, for Frank Lindsay's benefit. Can't have you lose your breakfast again. Yeah, that moment in all the other PTs is so clever, so cool. But in this one, it just sort of doesn't have the same effect. Genuinely reminding me how scary the original was. Yeah, and then the next one I'm going to play is basically the original. I want to see how it stacks up to your memory, or if anyone has any particular opinion of it. But I don't know if anyone can. I mean, I guess it's hard to see. But she doesn't look quite right, in terms of maybe it's just the structure of her face or something. And I know that the Radio Scordello, who developed this game and who put a tremendous amount of work into actually making the game like functional and accessible and playable in VR, albeit slightly nauseatingly. There's sort of, you'll notice things that are off. I don't know how much she twitches. I think there might be slightly more movement, but not much. She definitely, there's a sequence, and you can look up a video. I couldn't get it to happen when I was playing through, but the bit, I don't know, sometimes you can look down this corridor and you'll see her standing at the end of this corridor, right? And then I can't remember if it's triggered by you walking towards her or if you just look at her for long enough, but then she does that she just suddenly moves really fast, and that's another moment that reminded me of the twin victims in Silent Hill 4. Just there, you don't think they're going to move quickly, and then they just speed towards you. It's really nasty feeling. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't want to like disparage the amount of work that was put into this for free to resurrect a really important horror game. But you just sort of get the sense from this one that things don't quite sit right, you know. That it's the game, but like taken a step backward or something. It's almost like you're playing through sort of a beta version of the game, like a pre-release, 0.9 or something, where everything isn't just quite polished to perfection. They haven't added the character models in all the right places, and they haven't polished the character model, etc. But otherwise, I mean, everything plays just as effectively and just as normally as PT does anyway. you just sort of notice these things, and when you start to notice them, you sort of can't stop yourself from noticing them, and it just sort of sucks you out of it just a wee bit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch over to the last one I want to play today, which is PT Emulation, and it is remarkable, really, really remarkable. Hopefully it runs okay, and hopefully it also doesn't boot into VR or something and do something terrible to me. Okay. Let's see what we got here, and then have to switch over the thing here. So I should be getting faster at this these days, but still not. Okay, and the VR thing is being a pain. Sorry, hang on. Just gotta forcibly close VR. There we go. Okay. So this is PT Emulation. For all intents and purposes, this is PT. And I'm actually just gonna... I think what's happened is also I've lost my sound. Yes, I have. Goodness, it's a struggle. Okay. So you see that, yeah, it starts off with the correct sequence. I think the only thing that's missing might be the cockroaches. I think the first thing that happens when you wake up in the actual PT, if I'm remembering correctly, is there's a couple of cockroaches on the floor in front of you. If I'm remembering correctly. The sound is bugging out again. Sorry. There we go. That's better. Okay. And you guys can still hear everything okay? I hope. So technical difficulty is my favorite thing to deal with. What I wouldn't give, to play this through for the first time just one more time, Terrifying. When you have no idea what's going to come. It's just a different level of horrifying. This coat rack is also an actually really important element in the game world. Just how, on a quick sort of look around, it's the same height as Lisa, and it has a vaguely human shape as you're sort of looking around frantically. And I've read several accounts of people frightening themselves as they look at this coat rack, and I'm sure I've done it to myself at least once. And I really love how distorted some of the images are on the wall. Just these random sort of nature scenes, but sort of blurred. And there is that. George Lucas, quote unquote. I always saw George Lucas in that photo anyway. I don't know whether it's supposed to be, but that's my personal interpretation. George Lucas, some distant family member maybe. Because what I like is that after you sort of had this radio introduction, and then the second loop you go into the hallway, just the rain, just this creaking, and that's sort of enough already actually to unsettle you. There's a cockroach. No, you gotta turn the lock. You can't break the door. And then zoom in on the right spot. Does it not want me to? Do I have to zoom in from this other angle? Did that count? Yes, it did. I'll wait forever if you just come to me. The same old thing. So you'll notice, yeah, you're just noticing quite literally the pattern repeating itself. PT is not just a recursive hallway, it's a recursive experience across games and across interpretations, which I find fascinating. That when you reimagine PT, you're just re-encoding the same loops over and over again. And there's that sound. Almost nothing more effective in terms of horror game noises for me. They're just like sending a chill down the spine. It's good. Gotta admit, it was good ambience to write the script for the video essay too. Really puts you in the mood, to write about horror. Oh no, the door closed. You could have seen that coming. Frank Lindsay's, is your breakfast going to be okay? As we're going in. Like, that's nasty, right? Everything in this game is perfectly paced and timed. So you just have time to absorb that shock of that face. And on the first playthrough, you have no idea what the fuck that just was. And then the door swings open. And then it's taunting you, It's like, this is just the beginning. Are you willing to go any further? And of course, you're like, absolutely, I am. Absolutely. Unless you're playing in VR, in which case your heart is like beating twice as fast. Your entire body is like screaming, no, you're not. And your brain is like, yeah. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're going forwards. You need that footage, and then you lose all the footage anyway because it all corrupted itself. And I was like, what was what was the point of suffering a heart, what felt like a heart attack? There she is, yeah. So she doesn't move, yeah, she sort of just stands stock still on this one too. But this, I kind of like the way she's framed slightly more. I think because of the sort of the wiry hair or something. And it's the fact that she doesn't move, but she's clearly making a sound. Is almost like, yeah, she's just sort of carrying a radio around with her or something. And that bit, yeah, as you walk closer, that audio gets louder and louder. I don't know, like, I'm just curious to you watching who have already, immersed yourselves into PT, I presume, at one stage or another, whether it be through playing it or just through watching it. Does that sequence every time still give you the same feelings, evokes the same emotions? Like your body is just saying no, right? Like there's just something really wrong about this whole experience. But that's why it's so effective, because the act of playing it is almost an act of, I guess, rebellion against your brain's, almost, I guess it goes like common sense. Like it just doesn't seem. Nothing about the game is comfortable, which is why I love it so much. There's no real moment of respite, and even moments that you think are relaxing turn out to be in no way relaxing. Even the creaking is belied by this ambient soundscape that's playing behind it to make everything have this really sinister downward appearance. No, I feel like... Yeah, it's kind of harder to see her shadow projecting on the wall when it does happen. Yeah, I'll go in the bathroom. Oh no. And the bathroom this time has a thin layer of water in it. There's a really interesting model that they found in the character files, in the files of the game. There is no sound from the game. Sorry. Let's see. What could be causing that problem? I mean, like, the sound's coming through on my end. Yeah, can anyone else corroborate that? It would suck if there was no sound, because I mean, the sound is a big part of it. Future Cityscape. I remember finding the zoom in on the door scarier than her in the hallway, because you had to zoom in. Like, I could just creep towards her in the hallway, but in the door you had to just stare. Yeah, and the trick. There's a trick. There's no sound now. What about now? Because currently the baby's crying. It's going to be banging on the door in a second. Can we hear that? No baby. What? We love the sound of the baby crying. The horrible thing. Damn, what is happening? Okay, wait. We're gonna try this, and then we're gonna switch back. What do we think now? We getting any sound? I'm just trying to switch it to the right channel. I've got several channels. I'm thinking the VR thing is broken something or other. Yeah, that should be all you can hear at the moment. Yeah, the baby's not crying for whatever reason anymore, but as long as sound has returned, can you hear footsteps? I'm just gonna like water dripping, footsteps going on, creaking. Yeah, sweet. I think that was a case of the VR like force opening itself again, which is frustrating and not at all helpful. But yeah, what can you do? But yeah, to return to what you were saying before, Future Cityscape, your point about being forced to look at things, I touch upon that a lot in the video essay of just the level of to which you don't want to engage with this stuff, but yet you have to, and the only way that you can engage is by looking, and looking is about the one thing you don't want to do in this game. You just really, like, your whole, again, like, everything in your body is saying don't look into the crack in the bathroom door, like, something bad is going to happen, and then something bad does happen, of course. Yet the only action you can take is the slow zoom to get more detail on things you really don't want to get more detail on. Yeah. But the game is, like, I know Kojima said that, he wanted to make it appear like an indie game, but, like, what a beautiful game it is. Like, amazingly high quality. There you go. So you can pick up the bits of the photo now. Is the other one? Is that the other one there? Can't remember how long you have to zoom in for each time, or whether you have to get it right in the center of your vision, or whatnot. Yeah. Also, kind of hard to see, but on the bottom left corner of the screen, now that you got the flashlight, your character is holding it up. But sometimes that makes you feel like there's someone else standing right next to you. Really effective. Really mean, but yeah, really effective. Yeah, it's literally the character's arm, but it, like, sometimes my brain processes it as being like, that's Lisa. So now, yeah, we're piecing together the photo again. Is that the same photo? Or is that a different? Because I need to highlight that one bit, yeah. Look, and I don't know what it is. I hated the attempt to frighten me with the flashing, screen stuff and Amnesia. But the flashing screen stuff in this is doing a damn fine job of just making me jump just a little bit every time. I think it's because it comes when I'm not expecting it to. Whereas in Amnesia, I was like, oh, yep, here it comes. I've another little just abrupt flash of something that feels utterly meaningless to me. I don't know what it was about Amnesia Rebirth, but it was not as effective as it wanted itself to be, I don't think. Anyway, we'll step through a couple more loops. Yes, the whole thing is also scary too. More on edge is a baseline playing this. You're quite right. This is just a much worse experience in terms of playing it through. Yeah, there you go. You can hear her right behind me right now. Really nasty stuff, like awful stuff. I can't describe to you what this was like in VR. Like, I have no words for it. Knowing that if I turned around, she would, or she's supposed to be right there. Thanks. Yeah, I'm brave, but I still jump at a lot of things. So thanks. Yeah. Sometimes when I do this or whatever, sometimes I feel like I should be better than that. But in another sense, I'm glad that horror can still elicit that from me. I think if I ever did lose that, I'd honestly be kind of sad. Like, I have a high level of tolerance. I just do still react. Yeah, brave, not jaded. Thank you. That's lovely. Thank you. Yeah, I'll use that from now on. Shit, that didn't get me though. She didn't make me jump. One of my favorite death animations though in any horror game. And yeah, that sound... Honestly, I don't know what else I'd say. If Lisa appeared in front of me and grabbed me by the throat and just like throttled me until my neck broke, I'd just be like, shit. Yeah, that's about the best I could muster. I'm sorry. Yeah, in my time of need, I like to think I'll have some like sweeping, amazing, final last words. I'll just be like, shit. And we should have the... Do we have the... Yeah, we do. And this was a really lovely feature, I thought, to look behind you and see how long this person has been in here, presumably. Oh, bother. Yeah. I worked on New Future Cityscape. Nice, yeah. Living on the edge with these jump scares. Yeah, I love that line. The only me is me, sure the only you is you. But yeah, I'm quite proud of myself for that one. Maybe because I've been through it in VR. It didn't work on me this time, Lisa. Nice try. Can't get me that easily. You'll probably get me next time though, but not today.
on a Sunday afternoon. Don't touch that dial now.
We're just getting started. Unwell, oh no. I'm sorry. Hello. Again. Legitimately just, yeah, one of the best moments. I mean, the whole game, I guess. It's like, what else can you say? But you can hear the footsteps as well, again and again. It's like, it's anti-fun, but I love it. All the same. Okay, another loop, and then that should activate our little hell stuff. And the red light begins, and that's the sound of the blood. And I can't remember if PT Emulation simulated this, but if we...
With a garden hose they had in the garage.
No, it didn't. But in the actual PT, if you stand under the blood, there's actually a visual filter that gets applied, if I remember correctly. And then you just heard the really small subversion as initially it said that the father hung himself with a garden hose that he found in the garage, but the guy just said just then, I think, he hung himself with the umbilical cord that he found in the garage, which is, again, a pretty nasty subversion. But pulling back into those constant themes of like the story of familicide and how insecure this father was that he killed his whole family just because he thought that the wife had been unfaithful and that all his children were not his. I always have trouble getting this to trigger, I gotta say. No matter how many times I play this. Do I have to go look at the... Like, it's horrible. It's actively horrible. So do we have to look at that? And then... Yeah, there we go. And then we start to get it to trigger, right? Sorry, I don't know why I'm so bad at this part. Or maybe the game's just freaking out on me. Maybe this is one of the imperfect elements of the emulation. Yeah, I think I have to go back and look every time, don't I, to get this to work. Which is really evil. Like, so mean. I'm like, oh yes, the L&D did move over there. Now to go back and check. Oh, the E must have moved, so let's go and have a look and make sure that it did move to the correct place. Oh yes, so it did, yes, the EL, I wonder what this is going to spell. We traipse back over here, and every time we're making this walk, it feels like Lisa is going to do more and more, is going to have a higher and higher chance of appearing. Proofreading your work. You're a good student. Oh, thank you, yeah. I just got to make sure I'm doing it right, you know. I cite my sources. Okay. And the door should be open, but only after I actually look at how... There we go. It's an evil game, like, it's just evil. And then this is the Swedish bit that talks about the War of the Worlds. I walked until I could walk no further and all that kind of thing. The broadcast from 75 years ago was real. Dr. Krabs, thank you. It means a lot. Thank you very much. Wonderful to have you on board. And now we're in this final section. And I guess, yeah, now's a good time to ask if anyone did have any outstanding questions, if you have watched the video essay, that they wanted to ask me about PT, or whether you wanted me to go over something again, because PT is an awesome game and I could indeed play it for the next couple of hours, even though it's like really short, and we could just discuss more. But otherwise, I'm going to jump onto Lamentum, which I started 2 weeks ago. Really briefly, I sort of played like it felt like the first half an hour, 45 minutes of it or something. We'll just this really accelerated pace of walking and movement is really jarring and dissonant, right? All of a sudden we're playing a really speedy game, which feels really wrong. And the baby is gone, etc., etc. And the hallway itself, loops and loops and loops and loops. So you feel like there is no escape. Instead of there being doors that divide and separate, you're just being spat back through the same loop over and over and over again. And I imagine, if I had to guess, it's at least inspired by Junji Ito, or at least that's the popular interpretation. The use of the focus on eyes here, and which again relates to Lisa's possessive gaze, the use of her single eye to stalk you ritualistically and follow you around everywhere. It's an awesome game. This part reminded me of the Willy Wonka movie in the boat scene. Did not like it. PT and Willy Wonka crossover. And so are they in the same universe? Someone could make some ridiculous video essay, I'm sure. But it's just nasty. Would not doubt it, especially with how wild the book gets. Yeah, certain kind of crazy. Yeah, this the sound of the siren as well, sort of behind you. God, it just makes me so depressed that whatever Hideo Kojima's end product was going to be, that it didn't get made, and that it never will get made. I do wonder, because he has said several times, right, that he wants to make another really, really scary horror game or something. That's what he's working on, and I guess he's also working on Death Stranding 2 or whatever he wants to call that in the end. But I'm still hoping that he manages to figure out a really good horror game concept, because I'm sure half the known world, it sort of feels like, in terms of horror game players, would be just instantly on board. I imagine, just simply by virtue of how well this was done. Whether or not that'd be justified in the end. I find it a huge shame that this game will sort of fade into a really sad kind of obscurity, even more so than it has already done. I mean, it has this really apocryphal quality to it right now, where we sort of have this fascinating everyone like lauds PT and loves it, but the fact that it's not playable means that these sorts of recreations and these demakes that are featured today are crucial to the game's survival and our actual understanding of it in the future, which is a terrible shame, because it has done so much. It changed the landscape of horror games. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of sort of PT likes that there are out there, and there are so many. It's a really special game. It changed so much, and the fact that one day we might not be able to even trace it back, or some people won't even be able to trace it back to the sort of point of origin, where there was a shift in the use of suburban imagery, for instance, and a focus on looking and so on. Yes, I mean, I don't know. It's all very interesting, all very curious, all very sad. Very sad that such a talented development team, talented group of people didn't get to make the full game. I don't. Has anyone watched that that Gamescom trailer that had sort of a more, hesitate to say accurate, but a different kind of look at what Kojima was planning to make. It's sort of in the school, and they see this sort of this person holding their own head, and all these bugs are sort of spilling out of it and that kind of thing. Just makes me terribly sad for its potential and what it actually means that we've lost that, I suppose. Yeah. No, it's a beautiful game, and more than happy to play it over and over again to uncover more of its secrets. There are certainly more video essays to be made that at least include PT in the future. And yes, plenty more plans for plenty of other stuff too. Thanks for indulging that. So now, if everyone wants to stand up, stretch for a couple of minutes, get a drink of water, etc., etc. I'm just going to run a 2-minute ad just while I get everything else set up, and I stand up and stretch and all that kind of thing myself, and have a drink. And I will see you again in a couple of minutes. Okay. So we're back with Lamentum. I'm thinking I might just restart because I didn't make it too far before, and I just wanted to sort of reacquaint myself with the controls again, because I didn't get very far into it last time. I didn't have a chance to memorize any of what's going on in terms of the controls. So we got a sprint, etc. And the game does have a few small translation issues here and there, so it seems to me. Script errors, but that's okay. It's getting dark and Alyssa is late again. I think I'll take a walk while I wait for her. No, I guess, can you do multiple things? Because last time I talked to that guy, shouldn't leave just yet. Or maybe I just have to interact with everything. A dead robin, poor bird. See, what does this guy have to say again? Good afternoon, sir. I remember this being a slightly strange conversation. Afternoon. Excuse me, young man. I was absorbed in my book and I didn't see you come in. A good book makes it easy to lose track of time. What are you reading, if you don't mind my asking? The Mask of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. Tale of Prince Prospero's futile efforts to avoid death. Task we all know is impossible. Prince didn't lose hope. I admire that. You shouldn't confuse hope with impossible longing. Death is inevitable for all of us. But you are still young. Ignore my melancholic ramblings. Won't bother you anymore, sir. Have a good afternoon. I feel like I'm the old man. Sometimes. Take the coin. Yes. Melancholic ramblings. Take the rose. Yes. Take the lilac. Yes. And I mean, was there anything that we could do? A lilac, this flower looks very delicate. Yeah, a rose, it has some thorns. An old penny, it looks quite worn. Like, I'm not actually sure what these items were supposed to do, if anything. Statue of Aphrodite, the goddess of love from Greek mythology. Victor! Sorry I'm late. Couldn't wait to see you again. Without you, this garden wouldn't be nearly as beautiful. Always so flattering, Victor. Now I understand how you got my father to accept our marriage. Well, I'm a resourceful man. I would do anything to be by his side. Fortunately, I agreed. If not, you'd still be waiting for me to grant you our first dance. You would have missed my wonderful dance steps. I'll remind you that you stepped on my feet several times. Regardless, I'll never forget that night. And I'll never forget how well you played the piano. By the way, how was today's class? I'm getting better, but you know, Mrs. Whitefield is very strict and I always finish late. Don't worry. With your beauty, a long wait is always rewarded. Victor. You're going to make me blush. And then everything immediately becomes sad. Those were happy days for us. Life seemed to smile at us, and I was lucky to have her by my side. But soon, our world turned grey. Quite literally. I should see if Alyssa is well. 1 year later. Such is life. Indeed. It's almost time for her medicine. I still think he looks slightly like Guybrush Threepwood from Monkey Island. It's midnight. Just sitting around at midnight. Dear Mr. Hartwell, I'm afraid I have ill tidings. So yeah, the plot feels ripped directly from Silent Hill 2, but transposed into a different setting. And maybe I'm thinking so far that from what I played, that the different setting might be enough to rejuvenate the plot, as well as we're playing it from a slightly different angle. We're trying to save our our loved one before they pass. As you requested, I have contacted some of the greatest medical minds with the intention of finding a potential cure for your wife's affliction. Unfortunately, I must inform you that, despite my best efforts, no effective treatment has been found. Your wife is not long for this world. Treasure the time you have. However, you should continue administering the medicine I prescribed for her daily, and increase the dosage if her pain persists or increases. Much to my regret, it is my duty to prepare you for the inevitable outcome. Dr. R. Abrahamson. Thanks, Doctor. They uplift my spirits. Dear Victor, I cried when I received your letter. Alyssa is like a sister to me. My heart is broken. I still remember those happy days we spent together when we were girls. She was always the most daring. We got into such trouble because of her. I never imagined that Alyssa could fall to such an illness. She was always so strong. Do not lose hope, Victor. Alyssa is a fighter. I pray every night that she overcomes the disease. You must never give up. She needs you now more than ever. With all my love, Leonore Ferrer. What is that painting that they have? It looks slightly... It's just meant to be of an owl or something. It itself looks kind of grim. Friend, don't give up hope. Doctors, yep, give up hope. Yeah, unfortunately that That's basically the gist of it. It's a dark and cold night. He's not having such a good time. Guybrush? Alicia is beautiful in this painting. I miss her smile. So if I remember correctly, we go in here. We say hi to Alyssa. She's not doing so flash. She's sort of beckoning. How are you, love? Have you been able to get any sleep? Hello, Victor. I barely slept at all. I'm so tired. I hate lying awake for hours, but no matter what, I cannot fall asleep. You need to rest as much as possible. The doctor said that it's important that you rest in order to recover your strength. The doctor and all of his horrible medicine. How long will I have to suffer his useless remedies? Alyssa, the doctor is doing his best to help you recover. Yes, I guess I should follow his advice. You'll see, soon you'll get better. I'm going to prepare your medicine. Try to rest. Take the Alyssa's medicine. The doctor told us to mix a few drops with hot water. Okay, and then the kitchen's down here. So it's literally a few drops, and then I remember discarding the entire medicine bottle. Or something, it just disappears. Tableware was a gift on our wedding day, we've hardly used it. Take the firewood, yes. Only a few embers remain, it needs more wood. Yeah. And then equip, use, yes. Take the cup of hot water, yes. Okay. And then we combine these two. A cup of hot water with a few drops of Alyssa's medicine. And Alyssa's medicine ceases to exist. And then we'll come back down. Go for the medicine. Is her medicine just like a hot toddy or what? I'm not... It doesn't really say. I should have looked at the medicine actually to see what it actually was. But yeah, it just sort of says a few drops of Alyssa's medicine. Just some water. Just some tea. I'm gonna prepare your medicine, try to rest. I already have prepared the medicine. Here is your medicine. It's very hot, take it slowly. Victor, if I die... Alyssa, please don't say that. I'm sorry. I just don't want to see you suffer because of me. The doctors are doing their best, recommending flavored hot water. And it's green. Yeah, you guys have got a pretty good point. I'm not exactly sure what a few drops of medicine is going to do. It seems it's kind of strange. Lime flavored medicine. I really like this pixel art. They've done a fantastic job. I feel so helpless. Alyssa grows weaker with each passing day. Can't bear it. I can't lose her. I will do anything to save her life. Find a way to heal her. I swear it. It's alright. I'm going to come up with a harebrained scheme. Can totally trust this. For months, a rumour circulated amongst the highest circles of society. There's a rumour of a strange count who lives far from civilization. It is time to make a deal with Cthulhu. Yes, except he has a very, if I remember correctly, he's got a very suspicious name. Just like Cthulhu, I suppose. It is said that he's a master of forgotten sciences. He possesses knowledge beyond comprehension. Stripped of all hope, I decided to contact him. To my surprise, he accepted our request and invited us to his mansion to study Alyssa's illness. Now, our destiny is in the hands of a man we've never met, Count Edmund Steinrot. And a place only spoken of in whispers. Grav Hill Manor. Steinrot is like... I don't know. First red flag, I suppose. Other than the fact he's a strange count who like lives in the wilderness. Sir, we have arrived. And Grav Hill Manor. It's so elegant. Yes, but it is strange that no one is here to greet us. Perhaps they didn't hear us coming because of the rain. Remain in the carriage while I go to fetch someone. What a fine place. That's really cool. I like that a lot. Welcome to Grav Hill, sir. It strikes me as well. I'm glad you had the same thought, Future. Yeah, I want the intro to Darkest Dungeon to start playing randomly with the guy narrating. It feels so much like that. It's obvious that at least some visual inspiration was taken, or at least that they're deriving from the same sources. The sort of the Victorian Gothic kind of style. I sincerely apologize for not coming to greet you. We didn't hear your carriage arrive through the storm. Don't worry, I understand. That's exactly what I said outside. I'll take care of Lady Harwell and escort her to your room. Your luggage will be brought up shortly. The Lord Count awaits you in his office. It's the first door on the left hallway. It's late. I don't want to disturb Lord Steinrot. Oh no. Do not fret about that. The Count has a habit of working late into the night. I won't keep him waiting then. I'm coming, Count. There he is. Affable-looking chap. Welcome to Grav Hill. You must be Mr. Hartwell. It is a pleasure to meet you. Please, sir. It's Victor. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Victor. Excuse me for arriving up at this late hour. Due to my wife's illness, we have suffered some delays during the trip. No need to apologize. I'm well aware of the vital importance of your visit here. Yeah, Count, who stays up late at night. Yeah, we're getting some more Victorian allusions here to a certain famous literary figure. I'm eager to meet your wife and to begin studying her illness. But before, I do. You are aware that my methods don't follow the strict rules governing conventional science and medicine. Speaking of red flags, Future Cityscape, there you go. Yes. We have long since given up hope in conventional medicine. All they gave us was green tea. I've heard that you're in possession of great knowledge, and that your methods work miracles. It is true that I've achieved a great many things, but I've performed no miracles. I merely unshackled myself from the bonds of convention and mediocrity. He just sounds like so evil. I merely unshackled myself from your petty law and order and reason. I've spent my life acquiring knowledge and learning the long-forgotten sciences. Now, Victor, answer me sincerely. My methods involve brutally murdering people. No worries, mate. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Conspiracy theory mode activated. Yeah. He's like, I've delved into the depths of the ancient knowledge that the government doesn't want you to have. Something equally stupid. Answer me sincerely. How far are you willing to go to heal your wife? I would do anything. Excellent. You can imagine Count Steinrod leaning back in his chair, right, and just sort of steepling his fingers as he says it. Excellent, yes. You would do anything. Anything I ask. You would swear yourself to the anti-vaxxer cause or something similar. Say no more. It's late. You should rest. Tomorrow will be a long day. How many red flags is that in a row? 5, 6 in the one conversation? I thank you very much for your hospitality and for the opportunity that you offer us. You would sign up for this extended car warranty? It's that bit in the Simpsons, right, where Mr. Burns, he's like, are you familiar with our state's stringent usury laws? And Homer's like, usury? Mr. Burns is like, no? Oh, no, I must have just been making up words that don't exist. Silly me. Have a good night, Lord Steinrot. Have a good night, Victor. You seem suspicious. Mind if I just have a look around? Collection of John Dee manuscripts. Door is closed. Just go snooping. Just, snoop. Can I say anything else to him? No. Have a good night. Okay. Hello. Victor. Sure, I forgot something in the carriage, but I don't remember what. I'm exhausted. Don't worry. I'll go find it right now. You have to rest. No problem. So the driver just... I'm disappointed in this as well. The driver just leaves his horses out in the cold. Poor horses. Take the wedding ring. How strange. Alyssa never takes off her ring. How strange indeed. Oh, she's gone. Hello. She deserves everything. You did the right thing. Sorry? I don't understand you. Everything is ready in the chambers, sir. Your room is on the first floor. Hope everything is to your liking. Your wife awaits you. Human sacrifice, that's okay. Animal abuse, no way. Yeah, you can't leave your animals out in the cold. You just can't. The white lady offering the chalice that cures all ills. Do you want to see if I can... A couple of paintings. Lady Magda Steinrott. So it seems that these stairs lead to the basement. We have standards here, yes, we do. Lord Hartmut, founder of the Steinrott House. What a legend. What a guy. Okay. Now this is where things, immediately start feeling pretty sketchy. If you go into a corridor and you see that every door is chained and padlocked except your own, I don't know. This is a pretty significant red flag. Even if you were willing to ignore everything that Lord Steinrott said before, surely you'd be no thanks. Okay, I'm not, Victor is obviously, he's a guy with a plan, he knows what he's doing. We're just going to trust his judgment. And we're going to look at all of these creepy paintings that have suddenly appeared on the walls. He's just worried about theft, yeah. Yeah, he doesn't quite trust Victor yet. Why do I feel like I've lost something forever? Calm down. I've got your ring. I have it right here. You don't have it, Victor. You never had it. Yeah, a bit rude. I went out in the rain and, I offered ourselves up to this, clearly crazy occultist man for your sake. I mean, And then he takes one step forward. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm supposed to be reacting to this. Alyssa! You're walking into a decaying reality. Which I do really like this bit. I didn't get much further than this last time. But just, seeing the corridor, cease to exist. But still having, everything framed by the candles so you know where to walk. It's really cool. Oh no, it's me. And then we have wiggly, scary things. Guess these will be meant to allude to something else. Oh, blood, I'm injured. Someone has bandaged the wound. What happened to me? Alyssa, I have to find her. And I have to get answers about this Lord Steinrott guy. There must have just been some mistake. We've believed his lies all this time. How foolish you were. Excellent, yeah. Is there any hope for us? Maybe. Maybe there's something in the Count's office that can get us out of here. I bandage your wound as best I can, and have left something on the table to ease the pain. I'll close the doors to keep you safe. Please don't leave this room. It's written in shaky handwriting. It could be from Alyssa. How long have we been here? Don't remember anything. This piano is just like Alyssa's, but it's dirty and run down. And as I think I mentioned last time, Mary also is stated to play the piano in Silent Hill 2. And what I do like is the health meter up the top left here. You can see that the more wounded Victor is, that sort of the more horrible his features appear. But if we use our thing here, is it just equip? Equip and then E. Take the ink. Still feel confused and disoriented. I can use the ink to write down my thoughts. Maybe it'll help me remember. Save the game if you equip the ink and use it on the desk. Yeah, I want to use the laudanum though. There we go. And now we're back to healthy again. So if we equip, save again, Cool. And then unequip. And then we'll go back in here and have a wee look around. So, disgusting bathroom. Take the lockpick, yes. Someone has broken the mirror. There are traces of blood between the shards. See, I hope you like the pixel art. Like the work that's been done here is astounding. I'm still, I'm hesitant to see how the story and how the actual gameplay ends up, but just the visuals of this game are a real treat. It wasn't very expensive when I picked it up, so it feels worth it just to help support really lovely pixel art like this. Drawer is closed, but the lock seems weak. I could try to force it. Yeah, we did force that last time. I think it had some good stuff in it. Yes, just some healing items. There's a crack in the wall. Is that a girl on the other side? Hello? My name is Victor. Why are you crying? Are you alone? Be brave. I'll get out of here and help you, I promise. Take the key, yes. How could I trust a man called Lord Steinrock? What a fool I am. He's pretty inspiring. The door is open. Cool. Go in here. Grr. Oh god. What is that creature? It is a pretty cool creature, I gotta say. Take the porcelain doll. He's not very quick, but he tries. My god, what the hell is going on? What kind of abomination was that? Must be very careful. The Vector is near a monster. His physical and mental stamina will suffer, and he can't run indefinitely to escape. I do like how it, again, I think I pointed that out last time, but I do like how it acts like I sprinted away from the monster. As he's sort of panting and fretting. So if I give you the... I found a doll. It's very beautiful. Is it yours? Seems like she has stopped crying. Okay. ... Someone has unlocked the door from the other side. Oh, that's nice of them. A little girl. Wait! Laura! That girl looks familiar to me. What happened at Grav Hill? I can't remember anything. Let's go to Lord Steinrock's office. Alyssa may be there. If we had this conversation before on stream, but why is it always a little girl in horror? Take the map, yes. Every time. Door is closed. Is it meant to be the thing of like little girls are somehow inherently more helpless or something? Is that the terrible stereotype that happens to be reproduced again and again in all of these kinds of things? Even inadvertently. Take the jewelry box, yes. Right, there's like a... Yeah, D dead. That's gonna come into play at some point. It's either Lord Steinrock's daughter or there's gonna be some twist later on. Juxtaposition of the innocence of childhood with the perverse surroundings, and it's like more inherently vulnerable, quote unquote, and also inherently more innocent somehow. Seems to be the implication. I don't think can't remember which way I went before, but so looks like some kind of cobweb. So we're gonna have to fight giant spiders, we presume. I think. Where's that monster coming from? Maybe the other side of the corridor here. Take the broken blazon. Let's see. Oh, okay. 3, 3, 1, 2. On like a painting of some sort of demonic figure. Big sort of flaming wings. 3, 3, 1, 2. No problemo. It's a bit of a disappointing trope, and like I guess people don't necessarily replicate it with any any harm intended, but nonetheless. Okay, we're back out here. This is basically where we finished last time. Lord Hartmut, founder of the Steinrite House. Someone has torn the picture. I remember the statue, the White Lady, but now it's different. Is it the subtle changes? Spot the difference, kind of thing. You know, just slightly different. Oh God, another strange beast. It's tied and hung with a rope. The door is closed. Go this way. Oh, there's someone. Is it the guy? Oh no, you're injured. Is this the housekeeper? No, it's someone different. That thing, it attacked me. You're losing a lot of blood. I must find a way to stop the bleeding. No, please, sir. Listen to me. I have to use my last moments to provide expository dialogue. Everything changed while we slept. Those things attacked Lewis. They tore him apart in front of me. Oh God, it was horrible. ... I was so scared, sir. I closed the door and threw the key into the fire. I thought no one was left alive, I swear. But did I hear awful screams coming from below? I did hear awful screams coming from below? I'm sorry. Sorry, I threw the key into the fire. I didn't want that door to open ever again. Oh no. Poor man. He's passed away. Can I take his lantern? Yes. Okay, so there's a key in a fire somewhere. A lovely dining hall, rotten food everywhere. The smell is unbearable. Just take his stuff. It's just like, look, it's just like Amnesia Rebirth. If there's a dead guy, you gotta take his lantern. Alright, like, that is a lesson that horror games are apparently trying to teach me this year. There's rotten food everywhere. The smell is unbearable. Drawer's closed. Lock seems weak. I'm trying to force it, so it's another lockpick drawer. Something in the flames. It's the key, isn't it? But we don't have anything to put it out yet, so we're gonna have to come back with like a bucket of water or something. Well, we could just, you know, like hang around in the dining room and wait for the fire to die out. Take the ammunition, yes. That's not ominous at all. Ammunition. Take the ammunition, yes. Do I need a key? What is this interface over here? What do I have? Can I look at the jewelry box or no? No. I can't really look at it. So I need to find a heart key, I guess, and combine it. Okay. So I'll have to find whatever unlocks that, I suppose. What's up this way? Door is closed. It's got some other kind of lock on it. I like how all these evil people and their manners. Can't smash the glass. That would be vandalism. Exactly. That would be like, this guy's invited me into his home. I cannot just go trashing his stuff. Like, just common courtesy. Take the ornament. Is that what I was after? Look at. An engraved rune. It seems to be part of a mechanism. Maybe that is what I need. I don't know. I could play some pool. It's old and deteriorated. These sticks look fragile and would not serve as a weapon. Silent Hill Downpour would disagree with you. You can use anything as a weapon. Ah, I see. So this would go on here to appease Umbra. These demons that are about to eat some child, I guess. Really cool. Like, really cool art. Like, even though I'm sort of, maybe I'm unnecessarily skeptical about the story, but even though I haven't been gripped by the story, the music, the art, like the aesthetics of the game are really amazing. I'm waiting to see. The heat from the fire is intense. I'm waiting to see what the actual gameplay feels like, because at the moment, we haven't fought anyone yet. So I'm sort of anticipating that. You can use the ink to write down my thoughts. Maybe it will help me remember. How much ink do I have? I feel like, what's in here? Okay, so this is our item box. Put that in there. I guess we'll keep everything else for now. So the piano music obviously indicates the save room. We're sort of repeating those same kinds of themes and ideas. It is nice how, yeah, like pianos. The piano itself has become synonymous with this idea of having a save or a safe room in survival horror. Really interesting. It's closed. There may be another way in. Like, you see it everywhere. Lady Magda Steinroth, their throat is cut. It's a sinister picture. Yeah. And that's something I do like as well, that you can sort of see these images have here decayed in a variety of fun ways. Lady Edeltraud Steinroth. This picture is disturbing. What's that coming out of her chest? Sort of, yeah, like a gush of blood or something. We've got, yeah, a funky looking character there. Door is closed. Oh, there's something. What's this? Take the half bottle. Yeah. Does that stack? No. Good to know. Door is closed. Let's take the ink here. Okay, so now I could probably save securely. Take the half bottle. Yeah. That's almost full up. I think this was the room that killed me last time. Yeah. Is there anything on the body? Poor man. His body's covered in wounds. He must have bled to death. So that's meant to be the hint that, yeah, when you take that sword, these spikes here on the floor activate. So we need to find a fake sword, I presume, before we can actually take that one. Just like Resident Evil 7, when you take the shotgun. If anyone hasn't played Resident Evil 7, it's one of my favorite horror games. You should absolutely play it. I'm afraid I'll forget everything. Time passes differently in this place, and slowly my memory is blurring and fading. It's strange. There's something inside me that gives me the strength to continue. I will continue writing. This will help keep my sanity. Okay. Take the tongs. Okay, cool. So that'll help us get the key out of the fire, I presume. What's up this way? Another locked door? Okay. So we'll just get the key and see what the key does. If it's going to be a heart-shaped key, we'll probably unlock that jewellery box with it. And then I'm guessing that inside the jewellery box, there's either going to be another key or whatever is needed to open that the case with the gun in it. So I think the dining room is in here, right? Or was it that it's going to be a key to a door, isn't it? Use item, yes. Take the heavy key, yes. The inventory is full. Okay, he's going to keep the tongs. He's not going to get rid of them. I'll be back in a jiffy. Just have to go drop some stuff off. My pockets are full. How awkward. So we put, I guess, the jewellery box back. And then one of these half bottles, or two of the half bottles, that should be fine. Yeah, I'm still not sure what that's for, so I should probably hold on to it for now, just in case it comes in handy. I really got to talk to Steinroth about the service in this place. And no one's changed no one's doing the dishes or anything. Heavy key. Do we think this is the key to Steinroth's room? I'm gonna guess it. It might be. Yelp reviews quickly going downhill. Yeah, this stars are dropping by the second, you know. Closed. There may be another way in. So the key doesn't do it? No, okay. What else is locked? This one down here? Door's closed. Fine, be that way. This one? The door is open. Okay. That makes sense. Take the half bottle of laudanum. Another filthy bathroom. Take the tooth. Can think of nothing I would like more. Someone has broken the mirror. The traces of blood between the shards. Like excrement. Makes me nauseous. How horrible. Offends my delicate sensibilities. But the corpses, nah, it doesn't really bother me that much. So I'm presuming we're going to have to run away in this sequence because we haven't yet found a weapon. If I had to guess what's going to happen, some monster is going to appear and start pursuing us. But maybe I'll be wrong. Take the broken blazon. Inventory is full, typical. Look at. Seems human. Interesting, yeah, how we've got a 1 down there, so it indicates we're going to find more than one human tooth in our journey. Locked from the inside. Who's there? That's kind of fun. My name is Victor. Who are you? Victor? Yes, I remember you. I've seen you at Grav Hill with your wife. I'm looking for her. Have you seen her? Aren't we at Grav Hill right now? Sort of strange phrasing. I've seen you at Grav Hill. Not like I've seen you here before. Haven't seen her, but look around. It's useless. Surely she's already dead. Listen to me. I think she could have gone to Count Steinroth's office. I'm not going to stop until I find her. The Count's office is always closed. It's expressly forbidden to enter. Nevertheless, maybe I can help you, if you help me. I need a rope. Can you get me one? See what I can do. I promise nothing. If I give him this rope and he commits suicide, I'm going to be very disappointed. Kind of another dead guy. Yeah, another monster. What do you know? Door is open. HJ calling it out. Yes, I am. I think everyone had the same thought, right? Seems like the obvious move. Damn it, what an unbearable smell. Smells like rotten meat. Is this the Grav Hill kitchen? Looks like rotten meat. What animal does it belong to? It belongs to a human, you fool. Take the knife. The inventory is full. God damn. I'll be back in a jiffy. It's gonna be this game's catchphrase. Hang on, Alyssa, I'll be back in a jiffy. I just have to drop some stuff off on this crate. My pockets are full. Yes, you'd think his coat would be able to at least hold the, you know, more than it currently can, but, you know, what do I know? Put the tooth in there. I guess I don't have the gun yet, so there's no point in the ammunition. I'll keep the rest of it, but I will save now. Oh, I have to equip the ink. Oh, it's slightly annoying, but that's okay. Maybe I just have to get used to the interface. Because I played Forbidden Siren. I'm fine with the clunky interface. On Forbidden Siren, it expressly added to the mood of the game. And sometimes when you interacted with an object, you didn't have to insist that it be opened with the triangle menu. Sometimes it just did it, especially with keys, etc. Which is really important. No, this game has not yet had an original idea. That's not to say, like, it's not well put together. Like, you can sort of see the love and the care that's gone into a lot of it. But it feels very generic-y, horror kind of style. And if that's what you're after, like, that's perfectly fine. But when I bought this, I was kind of hoping for something slightly more original. It's kind of, yeah, I don't know. It strikes me as, yeah, I love the art style and music, but yeah, it is very I Am Horror Game. Yeah, you're right, Future. It really is, and yeah, reminds me of Clock Tower for some reason. Yeah, it is very evocative of the first Clock Tower game, isn't it? It does a good job recreating that sort of style. Yeah, I'm yet to feel under any kind of legitimate threat, though. I mean, we'll see what the enemies are like, I suppose, to face off against. Oh, an amorphous blob. Admittedly, I've only seen, never played. Yeah, no, I haven't played much of it myself. I think I tried to emulate it a few years back, but didn't really get anywhere. much. I enjoyed what I played, but it was one of those things I need to play again. Maybe I could play it on stream as an excuse. Oh, okay. So we gotta. These are like landmine kind of things. So we just gotta stay away from them. Take the ornament. Okay, so we need that. I don't know why we need the salt, but oh no, they're all moving. Exactly. Just thank you. Yeah, Blue Voices just here. Remind me that my backlog is already painful. I don't need to keep doing this to myself, but I do. But I do. See you later. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. Maybe I should do more research into the games that I play, but quite often I don't want to go in and sort of with any kind of expectation at all. I did take a game off the backlog with Amnesia. I did, yeah. Proud of myself. There's some kind of mechanism that controls the elevator. A piece appears to be missing. Oh yeah, what you gonna do about it? How's my knife skills? Okay. So it sort of stun locks him for just a second, and then you can use that to get away. It'll be interesting to see how many hits it takes to kill him. 4. Not that many. Okay. No, those ones aren't too hard to dodge either. So, good to know. Good to know. Aqua Regia is a highly corrosive solution. I swear you make this in the Dark Descent as well. Formed by the mixture of salts and acids in correct proportions. The elevator was metal. Yeah, it really was. It was a cool elevator. It must be handled with extreme care. If it comes into contact with the skin, it will cause burns. Frank Alones, if you're still there, can you played through some of the Dark Descent recently? Don't you make Aqua Regia and that too? I swear you do. Such is its strength that it can even dissolve noble metals like gold. All compounds are in the basement warehouse. Good to know. First volume of the German alchemist Andreas Libau. Aqua Regia, highly corrosive and fuming solution, yellow in color, obtained as follows. Mix salt cool with oil of vitriol, heat, and shake. Add strong water to the mixture and filter. Strong water is a new term. This place looks like an alchemical laboratory. Thanks, Victor. Thanks. In the wine cellar. Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm glad I'm not misremembering that. These are original ideas. Again, sadly, not quite so original. The games have to walk a really fine line with this stuff, right? Because sometimes it can come off as a really neat homage, but I think you reach a point of sort of reference saturation where it's like this game actually isn't doing anything original by itself. So we got the broken blazon, so we could reunite with the other piece in a minute. But yeah, if we sort of got too many references going on, you really just start to feel really disengaged from the whole experience. And I'm pretty sure we've spoken about this before, but this game seems like it's particularly fallen prey to that. In an attempt to sort of emulate the classics, it's literally emulating everything that they've done. Yeah. As you play, Blue Voices says, I just keep being reminded of other games. Yeah. It really is that kind of game. Heart key, cool. So that'll unlock the jewelry box. Interesting. That issue that the game in the lake that you really liked had, where the character was just doing his own story and other references versus just playing the references. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's the game we discussed it with a lot, where it felt like it was sort of standing on its own, at least to me. Because it was sort of contributing something new in how it presented those ideas. Yeah, it was really good, but you could still tell that it was a love letter to the genre, and there were some really lovely references. That lovely reference to Silent Hill and PT I was just blown away by how clever that was. But it was also something that you could miss, and that was also, I think, an important distinction to make, is that you didn't have to sort of be presented with these references. You could complete the game without seeing them, whereas in this one, you can't escape it at all. The bed is unmade. There are stains on the sheets. What a shame. Again, what a terrible state of affairs. Could the main character be a reason for that? Like, the main character in that game was humorous and very much his own. This guy, Victor, yeah, he really is very generic horror game husband. You're absolutely right. He's the kind of character who has no reason to exist beyond just, generic, that kind of thing. I had to bring it up again. And I was doing so well. You were, but I don't mind. But that makes me extra excited to hear your opinions on Signalis. Full of pretty direct references, but they felt new and exciting in their context. I still haven't. I know I said at one point I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to play that next week. I still haven't played it due to sickness and due to putting together video essays, etc., etc. And I'm tossing up whether I play it on stream or whether it's one that I sort of quietly enjoy myself and sort of pace myself with. Because I know that if I'm playing it on my own, I'll certainly probably spend a bit more time with it, getting to know it inside and out. So I think that's probably what I'll do with that one. But I might do a sort of like I did with Pathologic, sort of a replay on stream where I talk about the bits that I really like. I need to play that game too, sitting and staring. It did that for me for so long until Ferret Clip was so kind to buy that game for me. That was an amazing day. You guys subscribed as patrons and got bought a game. So how far I've come from uploading the Pathologic 2 bar theme. Amazing. So I guess I need to come back and remember that, I suppose. Don't know how. Oh no, a monster. Oh no, it's too difficult. Take the half bottle of laudanum. Inventory is full. It's okay, I don't need it anyway. You're allowed to like them. I mean, I love uploading them, and I still plan to upload them. Upload more at some stage. I'm not knocking that particular period when that was all I did, because I think it is important to archive those kinds of things. It gave me a real appreciation for what it takes to preserve a game, I guess, in some sense, which is part of what really preoccupies me these days. Okay, what can I do? Right, I should go to the jewellery box and open that. That'll probably give me something I need. Ooh, those are cool. Those are kind of cool. They make the Silent Hill 4 Silent Hill 4 patient burping noises. Okay, so if I put the salt back, put that there, back out of this menu, combine the coat of arms of Grav Hill. It seems that it's part of a mechanism. Do you think that's the mechanism for the gun? I'm going to check that. Maybe that's... Yeah, cool. Take the pistol, yes. Equip. We got a little aiming reticle there, yeah. And can aim like this. You, sir, have offended my honor. I challenge you to a duel. See how effective the gun is. Not very. Move that in there. I presume we can only have one bullet in there at a time. Then if we move another half bottle back, and then we move that through inventory management, combine with that, an ornament with an engraved rune. Okay, so Honestly, the knife seems more effective so far. I'm inclined to agree with you there, Future, yeah. It doesn't seem particularly useful, but... so we're still missing one of these. I still don't know what order they go in. And yeah, he doesn't leave them... See, what I thought I did with the salt before was, like, leave it behind. But no, it's like, if you don't successfully complete the puzzle, it puts it back in your inventory, which I've found slightly strange. So yeah, literally loads one bullet at a time. It's very fast loading, though, for a musket, I have to say. Okay. So I need to find, what, the strong water? Or whatever it is, which should be in the basement. I also need to find a rope. Oh my god. He's got horror game protagonist syndrome. He can't run for 5 seconds in the presence of a monster. I see, now the game is going to overwhelm me with enemies. Please, yeah, please don't make them lose their novelty already, game. I swear. Don't overexpose me to the enemies. Some kind of mechanism that controls the elevator. I guess every horror game has that problem eventually, but I don't want it to be so early, you know? So we still need to find the rope for that guy. Proceeds to overwhelm you with the enemies here. I cry. Honestly. It's happening. Was there... Oh, that in here, right. That'll tell me the order of things, right? That's what this was, I presume. These are all the symbols. Or, oh, they correspond to letters. I see. So maybe we have to, right, we gotta spell something out. And there wasn't anything else in here except... I will grab that other half bottle of laudanum. The enemies don't respawn either. At least the humanoid zombie Cthulhu people don't, so... is there a notebook? That's what I want to know. Oh, we got objectives. Strange picture that seems to be part of a mechanism. Okay, so this is like all my objectives. There. But it doesn't let me carry, like there's no Silent Hill memo system where it's like, this is what you have kind of thing. I presume, yeah, locked. Okay. I go back upstairs for a minute. They make a nice guttural noise, those fellows. Yeah, the game, the tutorial implied that he loses the ability to sprint when around enemies, which is a really cheap way of saying that you can't run away from enemies, you have to fight them. Which I admit I'm not a fan of, because one of the biggest selling points for me about some of the earlier Silent Hill titles is that you can actually elect to fight or run. And I guess in this one you still can, but they've deliberately made it harder for me to do so. And also they give him... He doesn't even slow down, he stops completely in his tracks. Okay. I presume this is, yeah, locked. These guys are pretty chill. Just like, wait, come back. Use item. Oh, that's me cutting the rope, I guess. Is that right? So there'll be a rope on the floor. They just want a friend, exactly, yeah. So, oh, right, so we cut the monster down, go back into the basement. Actually, okay, that was a nice puzzle. I like that. I should have realized that before, but that was a nice wee bit of... You see the monster hanging on the rope, you cut the rope, you give this guy the rope. They're following up on the car warranty you totally agreed to sign. Yes. I bought you the rope. Now tell me how I can enter the Count's office. I can finally get out of here. The Count's office. Yes, I overheard a conversation. And there's another entrance. There's a picture by the fireplace in the billiard room. Behind that picture there's a mechanism that opens a secret entrance. I'm sure that path will take you to the Count's office. Now, I have to go. What could you mean by that? Oh, he's going to commit suicide. It's locked from the inside. Yep. At least the game had the dignity, quote unquote, to not imply or show that he just like proceeds to hang himself. It's clear that that's what he does, but at least I guess, I don't know. It feels like I'm being too generous. So I needed strong water or something, which I guess is in here somewhere. I should probably re-equip my knife. Like, can I kill these things, or these are just like puddles of human faces, I guess. So, does Victor, I wonder if Victor has any self-awareness. Is he like, oh, I can't believe I trust a man called Lord Steinrot in this manner, like, that's clearly, like, evil. Or is he just like, you know, I can't believe this is all happening. Lord Steinrot seemed like such a nice bloke. He must have a reasonable explanation for all of this. And sadly, I almost think the latter is what he's thinking. Yeah. He's like, Alyssa, I must save you. Where am I even going? Take the ornament. Oh, yes. So that's what I need. The monsters aren't exactly threatening. I don't know. Not yet, anyway. Because they can't catch up to me when I'm just walking. I'm afraid I don't quite get it. But, hey, maybe there's gonna be enemies later. Maybe the game is just weaning, you know. Letting me in gently, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry to bother you. I'm just. If you can just move to the side. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Lovely. Thank you. I do want to test. See if I can. Oh, I see. You can kill these guys in one shot, but I presume the like faces on the floor will just spawn more. I guess. That was actually kind of disappointing. Okay. Put the gun back. Put all of these useless. Whoa. Is he even wounded at all? It's hard to tell. If I drink it. Does he? Yeah, I was a little wounded. I think. His skin was like vaguely grey. Okay. Move. That was all of them, I think, wasn't it? But the question is, yeah, what order am I putting them in? Oh, I've got to spell Umber, I presume. So if I run back down, like this is what I don't get and why I appreciate the Silent Hill memo system, because you can refer to all the important memos in your pause menu, which doesn't seem like I can do in this one. So I have to go back down and check these things here, which was in this room, and see how to spell Umbra using the symbols that we have. And I might just have to bust out the old pen and paper, because otherwise I'm not going to remember this at all. Just scribble on the back of this. Sorry, it's homework time. I just have to. So the cross. There's a U. So we're gonna start with that. The M is like the sickle. This reminds me of these symbols remind me of the void. I still wonder whether I should play the void on stream or not. But to be honest, most of the time I'm afraid of what that would entail, and how difficult it would be, because I know even though I've finished the game a couple of times, I struggle every time. It's so hard. Has anyone else played that through to completion, The Void? The cross one is all 26 minutes of that game. Ugh, yeah. Getting past the starting set of chambers is honestly the hardest thing to do. And then I'll copy down. I don't know whether I need the other ones or not. Replayed it the other month? Nice. Hold up alright? The survival gameplay is some of the most compelling. 26 minutes more than me, read horror stories and appreciate the ambient music videos. Yeah, it's a really striking game visually, but to play it is a whole nother experience. And that's T. Okay. Let's copy those down. Now let's run back up to the top and open this secret passage into Lord Steinrot's place. Harder than Pathologic is quite the difficulty meter to hit. Yeah, it really is. Because Pathologic is brutal enough. That's a really lovely way of phrasing it, Frank Lindsay. The entire thing walks a tightrope between being the best game ever and being almost unplayable, which is totally accurate. It's a really, really hard, unforgiving game. Oh yes, Blue Voices. Yeah, I think most of us probably have replayed Pathologic so many times that they're very, very easy. But the first playthroughs of both Pathologic games are things to be savoured and treasured for just how difficult they are. Still struggle hard on the second. Oh, that's fair enough. It has a different rhythm and is generally more difficult. So the A was this one. The U was this one. No, the B was this one. Did the max difficulty sliders on too? Damn. I can't say I bothered to attempt that, but I salute you. That full kudos. That must have felt quite satisfying to beat. It is, very impressive. Cool, so this is open. Very frustrating. I can imagine. I assume it sort of bordered on the unfair, which is sort of what the Void feels like the whole time through. Can only brag online. Well, that's alright. Online, that's where all of the real kudos is won, I'm sure. That's what they tell me anyway. It's still very impressive that you managed to slug your way through that. I think I would probably put that down. You're only just asking this now? What the hell is this place? Looks like a kind of jail. Yeah, but I don't... Okay, Victor. Wish for difficulty sliders on classic. Same, yeah. I wish that was a feature. Hard to go back and add though, I suppose. Use item, yes. We're thinking, where's the spider going to come from, you reckon? Luke, 3 years, blonde hair, brown eyes. He's giving me a lot of trouble. Needs ongoing care. He's useless. Aaron, 4 years, brown hair, green eyes. He's afraid of the dark and doesn't stop screaming. Rachel, 4 years, blonde hair, blue eyes. Very weakened by lack of adequate nutrition. She still refuses to eat. Mary, 3 years, brown hair, green eyes. So I presume Mary was... He seriously called her Mary. Looks like some kind of mechanism. Should I move it? Yes. Who is there? It's me. Ah, Victor. It's you. I thought you had died. My God. Who are you? How do you know my name? Don't you recognize me? I have changed, Victor. I know. We have all changed. I do not know who you are. Get away from me. I have to find my wife and get out of this nightmare, please. Your wife? Her name is Alyssa. She may be in danger. You have to keep looking for her. Don't go. Wait. That's what I'm thinking. That's my first impression, Blue Voices, is that, yeah, that's his wife. The girl, I tried to get close to her, but she ran away from me. If I could just catch her, that would fix everything. Don't you remember? The girl. Everything is related to her. Help me find her. Have you seen her? Count? It could be the Count. Just it's Steve from, the local, restaurant. His favourite waiter. Sure, yeah, I've seen her. You seem like a trustworthy sort of fellow. Yes, it seems like what Victor would do. Yes, I have seen a girl upstairs. I gave her a doll. It seemed to me that she was heading to the west wing of the mansion. Mary, maybe I can catch her. Maybe I can still mend it all. Bye. Nice to meet you. I'm still wondering if, what's going to happen is there's going to be some sort of revelation. Like that line at the start is like, you never had my ring or whatever. Like, you were never married to me sort of thing. Oh, God. And here we're getting some sort of, some PT stuff going on. If we were looking for any more confirmation of how prevalent PT is, that's some more themes of sort of disturbed family life and distorted babies, etc., surfacing themselves. I swear, if the plot turns out to be PT, I don't know whether I'd laugh or cry. Or if it's just like some sort of failure to have a family or some sort of stupid trope like that. Yeah, he doesn't. You'd think like that enemy's like legitimately like pretty spooky, so like you'd think he'd like be worried about that. So like jail cells for all the children. Look, the blocks spell out die. Ooh, can't take it anymore. So I assume the Count has transformed all these children into these weird giant babies. This game is trolling. I know, right? I'm still trying to find the Count's thingy, right? Where's the secret passage to the Count's room that I was after originally? Oh my God. I forgot. Just gotta walk. Just walking. Victor is just a walking kind of guy. I have a map of this area. You don't even like self-map? That would be really helpful right about now. Yeah, this game... Yeah. I feel like, this game might have a genuine impact maybe for someone who'd never played a horror game before, or at least hadn't interfaced with maybe some of the classics before. Like, for instance, if this was your sort of first... If you'd never played Silent Hill or maybe the original Resident Evils, I feel like you might have some... you might be affected by it. But it sort of doesn't... Yeah, I don't know. It's not really doing that. Take the ammunition, yes. Was this where I was before? Yeah, it is. So I turned the mechanism. Was that for the elevator or something? Are we thinking? I don't know. I guess I'll go back up and check. Back to normal. You need to play a game of pool and relax, Take a load off. Yeah, he looks altogether too casual, doesn't he? Oh no, it's a strange experience, right? To sort of... Oh, hi. You are Mary, right? My name is Victor. You have to come with me. We must go somewhere safer. He's dead. Yes, I couldn't do anything for him. He locked them in the basement. I heard the screams. Actually, it was quite fun. Can we get a collective sigh from the audience? You don't know what you're saying. This is a dangerous place. Come with me. Maybe I can find a safe place for you. I don't need your help. I know how to take care of myself. You know. Yeah, it really is just Laura from Silent Hill 2. This whole game is just Silent Hill 2 transposed and made less clever so far. I do like the fleshy monster designs, but and the pixel art is good, and the music is good, but yeah. Her deadpan expression is great, yeah. I heard how you were talking to that monster down there. You told him that you had seen me. What if he comes for me? What if he wants to hurt me? Ha 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 ha. What fun! By the way, have you found Alyssa? What do you know about Alyssa? Have you seen her? No. But I heard you. She really is just Laura. This is a conversation that you have in Silent Hill 2. This is ridiculous. Is someone... she is my wife. I'm afraid she is in danger. If she's really important to you, you should keep looking for her. Well, no shit. I mean, thanks, kid, but like... my guy is too stupid to give up his quest. Blue voices, if that is not what happens, I'm going to be incredibly... you do not know how highly you've just set the rest of the game's story for me. Like, that would be the twist of a lifetime, and I'm like, I'm all in. She's probably, yeah. And he's saying that, it seems almost patently obvious that the developer would try something like that. I actually know where I'm expected to go, unless the Count's office is actually unlocked now. But take that, fiend. Alright, because I shot that one before with a pistol, right? That explains why it was slightly disappointing. So one pistol shot is 4 knife swings, I guess. At least the equivalent on these sort of sack pod men things. Oh no. I guess I better go back to the dungeon. Oh, I'll check the elevator actually. I wonder, yeah, I wonder who could be doing this. This is all very strange. Doesn't seem to work. Okay. What do I need to interact with then? Since I activated that mechanism, and I was obviously supposed to come back up and have that conversation with Mary. It's subtle, Frankelunzi's. It's subtle, but I will grant. I think you're onto something with that. I think Lord Steinreich might not be all that he's talked up to be, you know? Which is, you know, admittedly a bit rude towards a gracious host, but... it was just a dream? God, I hope not. I hope you are wrong. Like if I go back into this sort of starting tutorial area and I go and do you think there's gonna be anything useful in here? With a monster friend. Maybe. I do, yeah, like, I do think that the game... look at that upside down cross with the blood on it. Oh. I do think... oh, there's another one over there. He's laying it on a bit... they're laying it on a bit thick. I think, yeah, if none of us had played our game before, we might all be like, wow, how cool, but it all feels very unoriginal. There's nothing in here that leaps out at me as a cool idea. Like not even the gameplay so far. Very deep hole. I can't go through here. Surely you can. I mean, maybe that's a wide gap, but like, come on. What am I missing then? Guess I'll go back down this way. Kill another one of these flesh pod monsters. I think, yeah, like, the presentation is really nice. They've done a very good job. I would like to, even though I've played it a couple of times already, I would like to play Blasphemous on stream, because I think if you guys haven't played it before, I think you'd probably appreciate it. One of my favorite games in terms of art style and presentation in general, sort of theming. The developers there do a wonderful job. So I could play that later this year. Yeah, the setting is cool. It's just a shame that it's using this setting to tell a derivative story. I think is really what our main problem with it is, right? Yeah. Oh no, she must have moved his body. Played that after reading about it on your blog. Loved it. Great. Yeah, I'm glad you played that after my recommendation, because it's absolutely highly recommended. One of my favorites. Love it a lot. Challenging, but not too challenging, and also the world is just so rich and beautiful, really darkly beautiful. Just overall one of my favorites. I think I might play it on stream. Yeah. What's my health like? I'm a little bit wounded, I guess. Like, the guy implied that there was, like, something... like, I don't know what the thing would have done. I can stealth attack, I guess? Good to know. I don't know what the mechanism's done, because I feel like I've been everywhere and tried everything. Maybe not quite everything. This is a new room. These cells, did they lock up the children here? It's awful. No, we did, we figured that out already. But yes, it is awful. Take the broken doll. Okay. Take the ink, yes. This is obviously what I was meant to find before. Something glows under this crack. Maybe I could use some object to reach it. Do you think I need to go grab the tongs again? And also I've got that at the top, which is... oh, I actually don't know what the second one is, but we've got E. It's hard. So that first symbol I think is the E. The fourth symbol is the U. The third symbol, do I have that? Not really. Okay, maybe I need more. Maybe I need more things here. What is this? What is this toy? This one here. It's like a moon buggy? Is it meant to be a little bike? I don't know, it seems slightly anachronistic, but what do I know? Maybe I'm misinterpreting the, is a small object. Ah. Some kind of mechanism. So this is what I needed. So if I go back up... Was that the sound of something activating? I don't know. Go back up. Open the chest here. Grab our tongs. Don't really need anything else. I'll grab my half order of medicine here. And then drink that. Feeling all better now. Look at my knife. Inventory system is, yeah, it does feel a wee bit too clunky, in that I can't have a weapon and my item equipped at the same time. But that's okay. I'm getting used to it. Deliberate design decision to make you defenseless as you're trying to heal, I presume. Yes. What did I get? Take the spiral key. That's good. I needed that. Okay. I'm afraid this might be one of the games where after I've played it and I go to review it a week later, I'm not going to remember very much about it at all. It's going to be one of those that just sort of blurs together in my memory. I guess I'll save now. I've got the key. Just and put some silent 2 moments. It'll fit. Sadly it would. Yeah. Just James saying Alyssa instead of Mary when he sees. Yeah. If there's an Alyssa doppelganger at any point, it could be your twin. Just your hair and clothes are different. Calm down, that one's not even chasing you. Melissa. Honestly. Take that enemy pathfinding. You suck. That was close, so we can't go in and see that guy. Equip this. Door is open. Yay. Oh no. Sinister, what's this? I wanted to... Something on the table. Is that someone's legs? Like a little... What else he got? Count Stonewood is horrible. Take the ammunition. Look at him. I think that's meant to be a child sort of dismembered on the table there. Pretty horrible stuff. His heavy breathing is so much louder than everything else. I keep thinking you're having an asthma attack. I appreciate the concern. Where am I now? Take the fire poker, yes. Horrible stuff. Good thing Victor has no reaction to it. Yeah, I've said this a couple times before in various places, but like, when we're playing horror games, we need like something to sort of base our own reactions off. Like, that's just how humans work. Like, empathy-wise, like, it's nice to have something to bounce off of, and when we don't have that, we just sort of we don't have the same impact, you know. And sometimes, you know, people can break that rule to sort of great effect when we have someone who doesn't react. But I really feel like Victor should be reacting more to these horrible surroundings, but he doesn't really seem to have very much to say at all. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Look, oh no. My God. For this he wanted the rope. Who could have seen that coming? Take the crank, yes. Take the ink, yes. Anything else? Door is closed. Unlock the door, Victor, for God's sakes. It's okay. I'm not annoyed, frustrated. It's fine. What happened? I feel dizzy. Where am I? Take the ammunition, yes. Oh my God, the jam. It has followed me. Okay, an enemy that's finally kind of fast and kind of has a cool animation. Yeah, I'll be with you in a second. What was that? It was clearly you. Was that me? I have trouble remembering. Edmund is looking for new members for the pact who are willing to do anything, just like us. Some reach Grav Hill and leave shortly after. Others stay. Edmund has shown great strength of will. He has done things that the old me would have loathed, but now I consider necessary. Will the reward come after the pain? Isn't that what Father Graham repeats over and over again? Sometimes I find it difficult to go through with all this. I wonder if it is the right thing to do. Alyssa, I'm sure you wouldn't approve of what I'm doing. It's my last hope of seeing you. So, Alyssa's dead, and what, he's trying to resurrect her or something? Something stupid? Mm-hmm. Okay, it's alright. It's alright. We're still going. Enthusiasm's flagged in the last five minutes, but that's okay. We're still going. Beautiful cinematic moment. Yeah, just standing and just slashing at the two monsters who refuse to cross the threshold into the room. Look, we got PT Lisa voice going on here. Sad woman. Oh no. What was that apparition? Looked like a woman with a corpse in her arms. Did it? I didn't really get a good look, but I'm glad you did. Can I unlock the door now? Oh my god. If you just unlocked the door, like, this whole sequence could have been over. That's fine. Whatever. Okay. Also, Spiral Key. Because we're throwing in so many horror references already. Gonna just reference Junji Ito again. Reference Uzumaki again. Okay, where else? Was there another door that I need to use the Spiral Key on? Does anyone remember? Was it another one down here, maybe? Literally thought that, yeah. It's leaning way too hard on the references, and yeah, Victor has no personality. He's not standing out at all, which is making the references feel like the game, like it's almost the only thing the game has going for it, besides the really wonderful presentation. Wait, what's the point of that? What did I get from it? The crank, right? I needed the crank. So if I go back into the basement, I also have, wait, what else did I get? The fire poker. Could I use that as my weapon? It's a bit slower. Guess I can try it on the first enemy I see. Maybe it will do double the damage? I don't know. Mary? Forgive me, about before, I didn't want to talk to you like that. I'm sorry. Nothing happened, calm down. Let me guess, she's like been brainwashed or like corrupted to be evil by the Count. I know Alessa is important to you. Don't know where she is. If I knew, I would tell you. Came all this way to warn you. There's something wrong with this place. We have to get out of here. No way. I cannot leave. I must go to the Count's office. Alessa might be there. Future, you're the most outspoken on Tassie, I seem to remember. How does Victor stack up to Tassie? I'm curious to hear your thoughts so far. My father's office is prohibited for me. He makes me stay in my room. He doesn't want me to go out into the garden or walk in the woods. Lord Steinrod is your father? Whoa, plot twist. Yes, but he doesn't love me. He's really inflexible with me, and has forbidden me from speaking to anyone. Didn't see that coming. You shouldn't be down here. You should find a place to hide. She is hiding. She's clearly hiding. She will be back soon. There's nowhere I can hide. Who is she? Can't tell you. She could be listening to us. Be careful. I'll step up only because he is too stupid to take responsibility for his actions. As if Victor is the authority on her home. Exactly. He's kind of a dick. So I'm gonna guess the woman is gonna appear and gonna chase me. I didn't want this. I can't resist anymore. She calls me. I hear her voice inside me. Ah! Walk again as I always wanted. Always. We all change, Victor. We all accept your sin. Okay. The poker is absolutely useless. Ah, you... Are you serious? Yep. If he just fought through his exhaustion for like one more step, he would have been fine. Okay. Get lamented. Yeah, Victor, I can't believe it. That's unbelievable. Oh my god. Okay. Where did I last save? What did I last do? Did I get the crank or not yet? Do I have to go through that sequence again? No, I have to go through that. Okay, that's alright. You know what we're doing now. Equip our key. Just rush through this as quickly as Victor can be bothered to rush through. He may have dropped down a bit in rankings, yeah. In terms of protagonists of games I've played on stream, he's not doing so hot right now. Gotta do this bit again. Doors open. Just ignore the dismembered child on the table, whatever. Let's go, Victor. Pick up the fire poker, yes. Don't go. Take the crank. Take the ink. Can't wait for the Lisa jump scare again. That was pretty scary the first time. Okay, so we can't just go back up the ladder. I was kind of hoping we could skip this segment, but that's alright. That's fine. Go past the big licky spider. What happened? I feel dizzy. Where am I? You're in the red jam world. Victor, you're in the red jam world. What is this? Take the ammunition, yes. Look out. Uh-huh. I'm not sure why they coded it like this. Is it assumed that I fight every enemy where I first see them? Is that the assumption? Surely that can't be the assumption. What was that? Was that me? I have trouble remembering. Back we go. Can you sprint? Yes, you can sprint without any enemies around you, but the moment you see enemies, you get a bit of anxiety. Lisa. I can hear you calling to me from hell. Oh, what was that apparition? It looked like a woman with a corpse in her arms. I gotta admit, if the rest of the game hadn't been so derivative, I think that moment would have really landed, to be honest. I kind of like the image of this sort of giant skeletal woman just sort of appearing before you. It seems like it should work really well, but it sort of just doesn't. So this time we save before we use the crank. Before we try and use the crank. I'm kind of curious here what the point, and whether there was any point in telling that spider guy where I last saw Mary, because there sort of didn't really seem to be any point, given that his quest fails, presumably whether I tell him or not. Maybe there'll be invisible points that build towards one of several endings, like a certain other game that certainly couldn't mention. So the fire poker seems pretty useless so far, at least against the boss guy. Look at Mary's porcelain doll, shattered and crossed with dead branches. Yeah, okay. So we go back down here. Talk to Mary. Give me a bat before. I don't want to talk to you like that. Nothing happened. Came all this way to warn you. There's something wrong with this place. No, I'm stupid. My father's office is prohibited. He just makes me stay in my room. Just want me to go out into the garden and walk in the woods. Lord Steinrod is your father? My god. Yes. You really didn't figure that out before? Who is she? I can't tell you. She could be listening to us. Be careful. What are the chances? It's Alyssa. My car warranty is in office. I need the paperwork. All my money is tied up in that warranty, damn it. You don't understand. You're a child. You don't understand such things. I said I'd do anything. Didn't want this. I can't resist anymore. Just move. While he's giving his, like, monster dialogue, just, like, move past him. She calls me. I can hear her voice. I hear her voice. Ah! I walk again as I always wanted. Always. We all change, Victor. We all accept your sin. Oh, no. Ah, why do I keep doing that? I keep forgetting Victor is just hopeless. Absolutely hopeless. Equip this. Yeah, the speed walking champion. So I just have to do this, I guess. Just like bursts of speed occasionally. Well, that was close, wasn't it? It's a good thing I didn't stop running just before the ladder and get killed. That would be a really stupid thing to do, wouldn't it, Victor? Yeah, that really would have been. Yeah, I agree. I agree, HGA. What a stupid thing that would have been. My god, is this... Yay, I'm in his office. Take the ink, yes. Can I save in here? Lord Steinrad's office, yes. I know. Like the rest of Grav Hill, this place seems abandoned. Maybe Alyssa has been here. Alyssa. I must keep looking for her. Edmund, Graham, Clayton, Wesley. Victor. Oh no. Oh, on the list. He got other people with this extended car warranty scheme. I must get out of here so I can warn others. What is... Pyramid Scheming Fiend. Dresden, 3/11/1710. Today I arrived in Dresden, which will be my residence by now. All day I have been tidying up my belongings. There are so many trunks and boxes that I cannot find my old journal, so I thought it best to start a new one. Perhaps it's the most suitable. After all, I'm starting from scratch. I was surprised to find a small chest with ancient writings. I don't remember having them. The strangest thing is that they belong to an ancestor that I'd never heard of. I'll read them tomorrow. They seem interesting. Hartmut Steinrod. Ah, Hartmut, you poor deluded fool. Yeah. Seeing the real-world impacts of a Ponzi scheme. The sad, yeah, this is the real horror. The sad truth. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna leave and I'm gonna go save the game and also clear up my inventory so I can actually pick up some stuff, because I'm probably gonna need to do that soon. I hope to God he can open this. Thank goodness. Go, Guybrush. Run. Okay. Save the game. Yeah, I don't want to encourage any gambling, so, you know, don't feel any obligation. I'm still not sure what the lantern is used for. Whether it's an actual item or not. Okay, I'm gonna take a couple of half bottles here. And then... I'm not really using the gun. Blue voice is like, yeah, you don't know how much, like, I'm hoping that's the case. Equip. I keep forgetting I have to click on the portrait. Okay. Alright, so we go back to the count's office now. Invested my life savings in this. The blue voices is relating intensely to this game. He's seeing them. They're seeing themselves in Victor's struggles with this car warranty. Okay, down we go again. I'm not exactly sure what he hoped to find in the Count's office, to be perfectly honest. Like, was he hoping to, like, see the Count and, like, have a heart-to-heart with him? Or, like, just, like, the hope that... He doesn't have a car, but he had some nice horses that he just left out in the rain. Terrible. Take the half bottle, yes. These things, make a really weird wheezing noise. Guess they have. So, got one and forgot. Time travel. Yeah, another trope to throw into the pile. I wouldn't be surprised. Can save the game. I know that. Well, library, take the ink. Yes, thank you. Dresden, 3/13/1710. I've been reading the writings for days. I haven't been able to stop doing it since I started them. They are fascinating. Maybe he let his horses perish to write them off on taxes so he can afford a time travel machine to get a car. And the authorities at the end of the story will catch up to him and put an end to his insurance fraud. Most of the writings deal with the existence of two realities superimposed on ours. Two worlds and an entity or deity trapped between them. Are they the deceptions of a sick person, or is there some truth to them? I'm glad we're on the same page here, Future, yeah. This is literally just a Silent Hill 2 note. We are creating a more interesting plot for this game, yeah. Victor, quote unquote, doesn't remember. Some of the writings are in Latin. I can hardly translate them, but there is a word that is repeated several times. Lamentum. The lament. Hartmut Steinrod. Oh no. It's the name of the game. Can hardly bear the suspense. Okay, I will admit, you give me like sort of a dark library setting in any game, like I'm into it. This is pretty cool. Look at his face. Alyssa. Hello. Oh no. Alyssa, has she not seen me? No, Victor, you fool. She's clearly like possessed or like something. I need to find a way to cross this fence. Seems that there's some kind of mechanism related to the statues. Take the map? Yes. Victor is thick, not in the good way. Yeah. It really is. These statues are very strange. They give me chills. Can't imagine why. They're kind of cool. I'm guessing if I had the lantern, I could like light up more things. Yeah, fence is a weird way to describe massive gate in a library. Yeah. I'm wondering whether some of the discrepancies are caused by translation issues, or whether the script just wasn't sort of as tightly produced as it could have been. For instance, I can't just drop things, can I? No. I clearly need that key. Like, the key should not take up as much space as one of these things, but that's okay. I'll just just skull this. Take the key. Put my knife back. A literary masterpiece in its original language, and the translator is obsessed with Silent Hill 2. It wouldn't surprise me if the game was translated from another language. It's just, yeah, like someone's been binging Silent Hill 2 video essays or something, and they're like, I see Silent Hill 2 everywhere I look in my restless dreams. Silent Hill 2 is inserted into every video game I play. It really is the story of, yeah, Victor and his carriage insurance. Okay. Oh, so I don't need to equip the key to do it. Okay, so that was just me being obstinate before, and that's where that leads, so that's good to know. Was there another use of the I key? It's kind of hard to tell. Oh, there's a spiral key usage here, maybe, that I didn't do? Or that I did do? It was open? No, maybe I didn't. Of course, there's the obligatory wheelchair in here. Come on, Victor, come on. Come on. Take the ammunition, yes. Today I've reached Grav Hill. Edmund has told me that I am the last to arrive and has briefly introduced me to the other members. Victor has particularly caught my attention. I noticed the sadness in his eyes. I have not wanted to ask him why he's here with us. After all, I doubt anyone wants to talk about it. Red wheelchairs in Fatal Frame 4 very prominent. Thank you. There's another reference there. Edmund says that the pact that we are going to seal goes beyond the written rules that govern the universe. When he talks like that, he reminds me of a miracle medicine salesman. I would not believe him if I had not seen with my own eyes exactly what he is capable of. Anyway, I would follow the devil himself if he gave me the slightest hope that I could get out of this damn wheelchair. I hope the next time we meet we can take a walk together. Hope is the last thing you lose. Or so often said in these cases. Okay, so this is the room of Big Spider-Man, I assume. Whose story I actually am finding more compelling than Victor's, to be perfectly honest. At least it seemed like it would be a novel perspective to play from, someone who, for whatever reason, is badly desires the restoration of his legs. Seems like more interesting than just retreading the plot of Silent Hill 2. But what do I know? So I think there was an eye thing up here, wasn't there? Oh my god. Yes, thank you. Oh, we're outside. After the pain will come the reward. The promise will be fulfilled. Clayton, do these words no longer make sense to you? We must go back to the church. All is not lost. Faith is the only thing that will save us right now. Are you sure, Father Graham? Rain a horror game, name a more iconic duo. I'm afraid I can't. How can you have faith after what we did? I have to think about it. Father, I beg of you, leave me alone, please. Hi guys. It's me. Victor, how is this possible? I thought you were dead. Do you know me? I woke up injured in my room. My memories are blurry. However, you are familiar to me. I think we have met at some point. My name is Clayton. Can't blame you for forgetting me. After all, who am I? A pathetic violinist with no gifts. Empty like a nutshell. You know what is the worst thing? Nothing matters anymore. We're locked in. There's no way out. This place has become a trap for us. Clayton, please, maybe you can help me. I need to get into the library. Do you know how I can do it? I'm afraid that Alyssa, my wife, is in danger. Why did suddenly... The door to knowledge is guarded by 3 sins. Wrath, Greed, and Lust. Sounds pretty threatening, doesn't it? I remember reading it somewhere near that strange statue in the library. Yes, I also read that. I know as much already. I think what you're looking for is in this garden. I appreciate your help, Clayton. You know, deep down, I envy you for having a goal. I have nothing to do except wait here, seated. If only I had my violin. I don't know where I could have left it. Well, I'll find your violin for you. Look, maybe that's why he's having so much trouble, because he insists on playing outside in the rain. And if he actually played inside, he'd be like the world's best violinist. Oh my god. Why can't I drop things? Why don't I have an infinite inventory? This is one of those games where having a finite inventory adds nothing. Why do so many games insist on having a finite inventory? If I would, I could. Is there anything else in here? No, I guess I'll just drink my other bottle for no reason then. And then I've got to take it back to the library, right? And then that will activate all the other things in the library. So I'll have to make my way back through all these statues. That makes sense. Yeah. More horror protagonists should have the bag of holding. Victor, come on. Come on, Victor, seriously? Eh. This is just sad. Oh, what? Violin Man's gone. I really need to talk to him. Just like get him out of the rain. Explain to him that he's doing it all wrong. You're quite right. Violin Man could have been eating pizza. And then Victor could have been like, yeah. This place is full of monsters. You just sit around eating pizza. And then I would have broke down in disbelief. And that would have been the end of me. Okay, I guess we'll go back to the library. Drop some stuff off in the inventory that I presume we don't need anymore. It's kind of hard to tell. There's no like, not like in Resident Evil, say. Oh, also I can't remember if I mentioned this, but I did. I finally went back and played through Claire's story in Resident Evil 2, and for whatever reason I actually enjoyed that slightly more than Leon's, which I don't think is the traditional viewpoint. But Resident Evil 2 finally clicked for me. The Resident Evil 2 remake, to be precise, and actually, yeah, I ended up really enjoying myself. So I'm glad that was brought up a while ago, because yeah, I was very happy to revisit that and realize that I probably should have played both stories before I had a go at it, you know. So that was the Claire A story, yeah. So that was and on a clean save file, so I didn't have any extras with me. Did you end up playing the Claire route? I know before you'd said you'd only played Leon, but yeah, be interested to know. Here. Yes, I know one is missing, Victor. Put the gear. Good job. I mean, it's a change of gameplay rhythm, but like an interesting one. Mostly just missing out on a not great, that great boss fight and a very sappy ending. Okay, yeah. I was sort of tossing up whether I try the Leon story again, but I figured I just enjoyed the Cleo one so much. I didn't want to ruin that by trying to play the one I already knew I hadn't enjoyed so much. Again, what's in here? More ink. Yep. Yeah, map. Okay. Getting some Crash Bandicoot vibes from this, honestly. Worth playing if you want to play it again anyway, but not necessarily for its own sake. Right, yeah. I think one day I will end up trying it again, but I'm not sure how soon that will be. I might, yeah, give it a while. Firelight. Yeah, I'd say the differences between the two characters are worth playing a second time for, if only to get to the credits. Okay, yeah. I must, yeah. So I in my Leon playthrough, where did I get up to? I think I just fixed the bell tower or got the electronic parts or something, and I'd been through the jail segment, etc., etc. And then, yeah, I just got outside with Ada, and for whatever reason I put it down, and I wasn't so happy with the game. Maybe because I just come off the back of playing a bunch of other horror titles. That's that kind of thing. I don't know. Still can't put my finger on what it was exactly. There's another door. Stop. Save the game again. Okay. So go back in here. Pretty weird things to install in the house. Hey, how this game makes you equip every little thing. Not that there's much of a flow, but yeah, it really is so annoying having to re-equip things. Dear Edmund, although we have taken different paths in our search, our objective has always been the same. Knowledge that you have accumulated over the years has given you hope, yet my learning has only served to add weight and sorrow to my soul. I have sought through music to get closer to the divinity of the human spirit. As you well know, my efforts have not borne fruit. Why can't I have the gift that I want so much? I will be forever grateful that you thought of me to join in the search for it. As you well know, my desire is strong and my will is firm. I'm ready for anything, eternally grateful, Lord Clayton. So, I'm guessing we're going to have an encounter with Violin Man as a monster very soon. Judging by... I think I was supposed to read the spider guy's note before I went down to the basement, I'm presuming. I haven't missed anything else, have I? No. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the game's inventory system. I keep saying to myself I'm going to get used to it, but I still really haven't. Yeah. Oh, I'm not a fan of that sound either. Oh, no, I hate that. Why does that trigger something in me? It's just a really sharp sound that sort of goes straight into my brain, and not in a good horror game kind of way, but yeah, uncomfortable. I don't know why that is. Punching a hole through paper, yeah, that is the sound, you're right. But I don't know why that's the sound. It's very weird. So I was under the impression these guys would respawn because there's like all those, weird like flesh thingies, but it doesn't really seem to be the case at all. Oh, do you think I'm right? What I could do? Do you think I'm supposed to put the hot poker there? I can do that later, but I imagine if I put the hot poker there, I can get the sword or the iron poker. It's not a hot poker. Actually, what? Yeah, not the right kind of door, was it? And am I supposed to just tank through this poison flower thing? Which I got like almost full health. Doesn't seem like a good idea, but literally just for a half bottle of health, that's not helpful at all. Someone stuck to a wall. Yeah, the game got me then. Out of the hopes that I could advance the story. So if I go back through here, so there's nothing I missed in here, right? No. It's kind of... I think it's kind of confusing to me. I don't know, that I can see... I can see these red doors. I don't know why that's sort of throwing me off as though they've already been explored. Oh, thanks for watching Future Cityscape. Always lovely to see you. Yeah, have a good rest of your night. I won't be going for that much longer anyway, I don't think, just another half an hour, but thank you. Thanks for showing up. Okay. Wait, was there a door in the basement? Fighting to stay awake myself. Yeah, don't deprive yourself of sleep for this game. Don't feel under any obligation to catch the whole thing. I do really appreciate having you here, and it's really nice that you can catch a stream. But don't, seriously, don't feel any need to force yourself to keep watching, for instance, if you really are tired and you need sleep, because we should all promote healthy sleep schedules. I want to be the cause for anyone's insomnia. I really don't know what the game wants me to do next, I'm going to be honest. Is there something really obvious that I've missed? Yeah, without enemies, the whole place feels pretty barren. I see, they've each got something, an inventory item I need to find to put in them. But I am not sure where to search, unless I have already found those items. I don't think I have. A tooth, maybe? Do you think I need to put the tooth in one of them? The doll, maybe, in another one? I don't know what else, but I'll take the poker and then I'll see if I can get the sword out. No, so it doesn't want me to put that there. It doesn't want me to put the tooth there. No, nothing. Okay, so not correct. Wrath, greed, and lust. But I sort of... I don't... Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to try next. Other than getting the sword. Do you think maybe that's what I need to do next? I'll try that. Played or heard of Mizuna Falls? No, I can't say I have played or even heard of it. What kind of game are we talking here? What? So you can't put the... That's a bit... So you can't put the hot poker in there? I thought for sure you'd be able to put the fire poker in there. Boy, yeah. Exhaustion has just hit me like a ton of bricks. I need... Where do I go next? Where do I go next? Japanese Twin Peaks obsessed. PS1 game a year older than Silent Hill. Wait a minute. Maybe I have heard of it. Is that the game that was never translated into English? Or am I thinking of something else? Like it languished in obscurity for a long time and then semi-recently there was like a fan translation? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Or am I thinking of something totally different? Open world murder mystery taking place in real time over the course of a week, and it's as nuts as and as janky as that sounds. That sounds remarkable to me. Thanks for reminding me of that. That needs to go on my backlog. No, that's something I should investigate further. Thanks for bringing that up, and helping keep me awake with that. Honestly. No. It's a good thing. Trust me. It's only a good thing. Old and deteriorated. Okay, I'm gonna go for 15 more minutes, and then I'm gonna wrap up. I think, because I can feel exertion setting in, and frankly a wee bit of boredom because I have no idea what I'm meant to be doing. Does anyone have any ideas? Completely riddled with flaws, but nothing quite like it has been made since. That's what I appreciate more than... I appreciate at least a willingness to experiment. That buys you points to start with. Even if the experiment doesn't pan out and you recognize how it can be improved. I think if you're just... if you're starting out with a concept, you got to recognize that, it can't be perfect. And sometimes we sort of overstretch our boundaries. Can't do anything with that. Is there anything in the basement? Fireplace of the room that was through all the flame traps. Where was that? After the gear. Yes. I'll go back and check that out. So you mean in the library corridor? We'll go have a look. I should grab the tongs back just in case there was something. Like I'm unsure where the game actually wants me to look. Okay, so in here. Oh yeah. No, it doesn't want me to interact with that. Oh, there's a tiny little key in there. Okay. Well, thanks for luring me back here anyway. Appreciate it. I was starting to be at my wit's end there, I gotta admit. Okay. So the root key should open a bunch of things, we presume. like the other half of the garden. Is that the root key? Yes. Okay. I have left the mansion again. Very observant. Very observant. It's still raining. Like when I arrived at Grav Hill. Why is he saying it like he hasn't been outside yet? How long have I been here? No, there's no time to think about that. I have to find Alyssa. I like just how dogged and determined he is, despite the fact it's pretty obvious Alyssa is like evil, or has been corrupted in some way, or is not all that he thinks she is. This year the lilacs are growing beautiful. I'm sure the Count will be delighted. However, I cannot get rid of the weeds that grow next to the hedges. Maybe I could use strong water to burn them. I know Lord Steinrock makes chemicals in the basement lab. I have used strong water. I shouldn't have. The smell is irritating. I'll put it in a jar and bury it under the boxes of fertilizer. It's a good thing there's a shovel in here. No, I don't need to equip the ink. Maybe? That might be what they're referring to. I guess we'll see. Maybe. I like that enemy. Like, that's pretty cool. The enemy designs are actually really nice. They're not particularly intimidating. Victor, it's you. Do you know me? We all know you in Grav Hill. Don't you remember me? I don't remember anything. I woke up wounded in my room. I was all covered in blood. I tried to bandage you as best I could. You lost a lot of blood. I thought you wouldn't survive. Was it you who healed my wounds? I thought it was Alyssa. Alyssa? Alyssa's my wife. I'm looking for her. Have you seen her? Sorry, I haven't seen her. I didn't know you were married. I've seen you alone in Grav Hill. Yeah, here we go. Grav Hill, how long have you been in this place? I don't remember, Victor. In this place, time passes in a different way. You shouldn't be alone out here. The gardens aren't a safe place. I'm not alone. She's here with me. Can't you see her? Victor, do you want to stay with us? There's no one else here. There's no one else here. I'm sorry, I can't stay. You still don't see her? I'm not alone. Okay. Yeah. Also, it's painfully clear that, like, Alyssa must be, like, long dead. Like, it's just a Silent Hill 2 plot device. No one else seems to remember her. Which is a pretty telltale sign that something funky is up, right? Other than Mary. The little girl, I seem to know her. Or imply that I had to keep searching for her. Like the ammunition, yes. Take the half bottle of laudanum, yep. Any idea what made you like Claire's run much more than Leon's? I liked Claire's character a bit more, and I liked the themes of the story a bit more, probably. I guess I found her run more compelling in that way, which I think helped. Trying to think what else. Maybe I just, yeah, like, I do feel like I was in the wrong mindset when I played Leon's one. which yeah, didn't really help. But I did definitely enjoy Claire's more, simply because of that story. But yeah, it's sort of still hard to articulate why I didn't like Leon's one. 21? What's 27? 21, I assume. Just casually strolling, you know. They are kind of cute, aren't they? In a weird way. Take that. Half bottle ice. Inventory is full. I can actually drink this one this time. And I can pick this other one up. Yep, evade that. 2, 7, something 3. So if it's... Okay, I like that enemy too. That's really cool. Really cool. Go up this way. Hello. Mary? I told you, you can't follow me. I'll find you a safe place. I already told you I don't need your help. I can take care of myself, huh? Why do you keep trying? Is Alyssa so important to you? It's literally just lore and it's making me so angry. I have no other option. I have to find a way to get into the library. Then go ahead. This is going to be a lot of fun. Take the ink, yes. Crash Bandicoot? A little odd, yeah. Not exactly sure what this has to do with any kind of building of horror atmosphere. Hey. Same statues are in the library. This piece must be part of its mechanism. Do I seriously have to make my way back through this? I'm really not sure what's happening. This game is slowly falling apart in front of our eyes. It's been doing that the whole time, but like, just getting more and more obvious. Yeah, I know I've mentally checked out. I have to... Whether I can actually get the drive to finish this. I mean, I want to see whether Mary is the count. I mean, that's what's keeping me going. But, like, the rest of the plot feels really painfully predictable. So we'll go into the smaller room first. Oh my... He just can't run, like, at all. Okay, well I can save, I think I can save and finish here, right? So it was, oops. It was 2, 7, wait, what? Or 2, 1, sorry, 2, 1. And then we could just guess, yeah. Yeah. Take the axe. Yes. The inventory is full. Yes. Can't sleep tonight either. The light from the lamp in my room has attracted some moths. They flutter nervously around it. Some of them get too close to the flame and burn. Why do they hover near a light that can end their life? Every night I see Edmund through the library windows. That young man, Victor, he seems very sad. I like to come closer and ask him what his pain is, but I can't find the strength to do it. Every night I watch from a distance, wondering how I could help him. The full moon continues to shine, and the moths continue to flutter around the flame. Maybe I'm a moth too. Her poetic. Okay, this is where I'm going to end for today. I think I genuinely I don't have anything left in me to keep playing this today. Sadly. Oh dear. Yes, need to stand up, stretch my legs. Thanks everyone for watching and indulging first my sort of PT post video essay analysis, and then yes for helping me get through this game. Thanks Firelight, yeah, always great to have you here. Nice to know that you're watching. But stay safe everyone. Play some good horror games. This is my treat. Play something good, something original. See ya. Thanks, Frankalunzius. Yeah, that means a lot. Glad you enjoyed it. Hope to see your thoughts actually on the if you have any to share in the comments section would be really wonderful. See you all later. Have a good one.